It doesn't. It's not saying that's you. Every fucking time. All right, hold on. Let me see. Surely I made a note about this.
Let's say if we have to, we can go back and check the video.
We should try.
Don't remember what fucking last time it happened. So we just have to go back and watch our entire live stream, which may take just about the same amount of time as it takes for your dad to log in.
Start a new one.
We're only on episode 14.
Yeah.
So, what's that? 40, 50, 66 hours? Something like that. Right? 16, 40, 16, 56 hours. 56 hours of feed coverage. You figure it out? You got it?
You did something so that you would know how to do it.
Yeah, I feel like you cut out
You eliminated
as many other
and-
people.
Yeah.
Because you were like, you're only going to need this when I'm here.
Okay, what is Joyce's pin for her computer, Dad? That's what you need.
1966.
Now, if somebody watches our feed and steals her computer,
This thing. They can freaking have it.
Hi, welcome back. We've sent the code to your email. What is the code?
643387.
643387? Incorrect. Try again.
that was the first time that you
Or I'll
sent it.
resend it. How about that? It's going to be the most recent, and we're going to give it a minute.
I did have a
It's
question.
going to be in your
I don't
email.
feel like
Is it
I don't feel like it
Twitch
would work.
The most recent Twitch email.
One of the
I told you
sorcerer's
what it was.
meta magic
From Twitch.
options was the transmute.
Should be a
like,
newer one.
If it does X damage,
Oh,
You
fire
can make
damage,
it
you can make
this
it.
instead.
What?
Would that? It probably wouldn't. I don't think. But if I cast Flame
You're a little
Blade, and
dyslexic,
I'm like,
sir.
I want to make it X damage because it technically does fire damage. But if I want it to be like
3,
lightning
7.
damage, would that
Oh.
work?
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Yeah, anytime it does, I think it specifically says it has to do like certain types of damage, and you can switch it out and make it any other type of damage. So you can make lightning blade, you could make acid blade,
Right.
like whatever you want to do.
Okay. That was my question. I think for every feat, I'm gonna take elemental additive. And just choose
20
different
years worth
stuff,
of
different.
stainless steel fumes.
And see, and that's a good option if you want to do that. But you can
Well, I
also
might, yeah.
you can also just start focusing in on one type of
Right,
element.
right.
Like, for instance, that dragon, you guys were fighting him during all day, and
Your toilet doesn't leak.
you could have done,
Yeah.
like you could have been doing, if you would have just made all your spells fire damage, you would have just been doing a lot more damage. He would have probably died like a round earlier. Just an option. So,
I think you were right about that gasket.
I just looked at it, I was like, ooh, no bueno.
that's okay.
I'm so annoyed because I bought the line, but I used that piece, and I didn't even think to replace the gasket when I switched it out. I was just like, it's the pipe. Yeah, it's the metal. The metal is what's failing. It's fine.
And remember, I allow retraining, meaning that if, let's say, you...
Do you allow retraining so I can fix the boon that I got?
The boon? No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You can't change that feat because that's a +1 to strength.
That's all. That's what I got.
It's fine.
Sick tricks.
Heck yeah.
He's standing in the statue of Strahd.
Staying on or in? Or
He was in the statue.
Are you left-handed, or is it just that way?
He is left-handed.
Okay. I always imagine you like attacking with your right. Now I got it.
No, he's
I got it.
he's left-handed for sure.
He's definitely a little bit bigger than...
He's max height apparently, right?
Yeah.
That you can make him.
He's as tall as they would let me make him.
Now we just need to get a clef one, right?
Yeah,
dude.
I'm gonna help him out with that. Yep. Gotcha.
Got it.
When it does that, go to Twitch. It'll be login with Wizards at the very top, or log in with Apple, or log in with Google, or log in with Twitch. Click login with Twitch. Your computer has an auto login with your stuff already pre-put in, and then you just have to do the authenticator. So you put in whatever code they send to your email, and it'll log in.
Okay. Twitch. Because I never know which one. It's like,
And I always think that it's Gmail because that's what I use.
that's my email. No, mine's Yahoo.
But Joyce's is Gmail. Joyce's it's her laptop, so I was like, anyway, we figured it out. So
Yeah. You're gonna techno stuff. I'll pump the toilet. We're good to go.
And we'll all be rolling deuces.
At least you can flush them.
it's true.
If you need, I can do both. I'm gonna be doing that soon. It's one of those things I want to do, but I also don't want to do. Buy a Japanese toilet.
Oh, you want the bidet? Kind of
Like
thing?
one of the $6,000 toilet. It self cleans. It
Oh, the
freaking
toilet itself,
the
yeah.
seat heats. It has all kinds of different options. It cleans you as
Washes
well
your
and does
ass
all
right
stuff. And
Like from
it's one of those
South Park?
things. And somebody,
Like from South Park?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
they literally have it. But I wanted
Pretty
one
much.
before
They talk
before
to you.
South
in the
Park.
dungeon.
Like
It
from
does all
Japan.
kinds of stuff, cool stuff.
Nat 20 first roll. of the
But
year.
the real cool thing that I like about it
Let's
is,
go.
like, I mean, it's somebody. I was talking to somebody who's from another country, and he's like, "Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, why you guys don't use bidets?" He's like, "If you were like walking down the street and you like picked up a piece of poop in your hand, and you had poop on your hand, and you
First
wiped
thing
it
you
off
do.
with a piece of paper, would you be like, okay, I'm good to go, and just walk around for the rest of
Well,
the
it's
day?"
on your
No.
butt, so
No.
if you shower every day, you're fine.
Yeah, fair, but you also
But just the principle. of
you
it.
still have you can get most of it with the paper, but there's
Yeah.
stuff that's not getting got.
Oh, yeah. And
Plus, also you stop having to use paper in general. Like it alleviates that.
you still have to dry your ass off.
It does that. It
Oh, it
does all that.
blow your-
It
blow
does
your butthole.
all the stuff. I'm
You're
not
missing
sure.
out. If
I
you have
don't
not
know.
experienced
What
the
the
blown
fuck?
butthole,
The only reason I don't want to do it is because I also have roommates, and I'm like,
They'd sit up there all day long just
I'm
flush
like-
the toilet.
I didn't install it down here. I'm like, I don't want people going out of their way to be like, I'm gonna use this toilet.
I'm gonna use this.
It's like that's like a master bedroom. Like,
You
it's like-
just tell them there's $1 charge or $5 charge. Or whatever.
you just charge them for every time they need to use
Yeah.
your shitter.
Or just be like, I'll just flex, be like, I mean, you could just get one. Plus, also, you can actually get a rebate if you get one of the smart toilets. You can get like a. There was something I'd have to see how it played out, but it was like a $100 rebate for like a couple months from Colorado Springs Utilities.
Oh, for water?
Like yeah,
Increased usage?
yeah. Which is better because then I mean
You
that
can get that too with that toilet.
you can
'cause
get
it's a low
the
flow.
because I have a low flow toilet on here, which means that you flush it 3 times
Right.
Well,
half the time.
some of them you have a choice.
Like
Just pee. or
yeah,
did you do the
and then
deuce?
yeah. I just have a normal low flow toilet. It just has a flush. It's like you flush and you're just like, you flush again.
This one that Al's got, it's got the freaking power flush.
It's
It is
power flush.
Yeah.
freaking nice.
One flush, power flush.
Anyways,
That water comes out of there.
so if you guys have any excuse to get into a little squabble, a little fight, go right ahead for it. Let me know. I'll erase the map and we'll get started.
It's totally fine.
Anything you want to fight.
Sick.
For any
I
reason.
will do it.
That guy.
Like, I just want to get a fight right next to a rock. Erase the whole map, put it like, so you're standing by a rock.
I already told you. I don't care. We can erase it. It's fine.
Oh,
we
no,
can
you're good.
theater the mind the whole last part of the dungeon. It will help me though to
Yes.
at least see that
We can theater mine it, but
the
also
building. Well, we're dragging your aura through it at the moment.
possibly I can also throw another one because I didn't cast it. I carded it
That's
because
right.
there's no way I'm not having that in my book
That's right.
with my one spell.
One spell
per
a day that you're just
and
like,
it can be
I'm
any
gonna do
spell I
this.
can cast. I'm like, it's going to be Conjure Celestial because it's the most powerful fucking spell.
Mhm.
It lasts. It's
That's your
concentration
sixth
up to
level spell?
7th.
That's it. That, yeah.
Yeah, it's
a
concentration up to 10
7
minutes. Every turn, it can affect a creature. So the spell.
Aura.
It's a 10-foot radius, 40-foot diameter, or 10-foot radius, 40-foot tall cylinder that you can move around.
Yeah.
Not centered.
Not centered on you. You can just move it around. So you can move it past somebody on your turn, and then on their turn they can run through it. And every single time it goes over somebody, bad guy or good guy. Plus also like it says on it can only affect them once per turn. So you can stand right next to it and be all fucked up, and somebody can grab you, step into it, and pull out on their turn. And then on your turn, you can grab them and step into it and pull out. Every single round, or every single turn, not once per round, but every turn, it heals for 40-12. So that's 10, 20, 30 damage, or 30 healing.
Yeah.
But enemies also have to make a dex save, otherwise they take
get damage.
60-12 radiant, and that's once per turn as well. So if you have a grappler sitting there like wrestling around somebody,
Going in and out. Oh, that fucked them up pretty quick.
My character, who's the rogue, but also apparently I've
He's
made
like
him the
the fucking
tank.
tank.
because all I have to do is run after the guy, and I know that I can continuously get healed.
It never ends up well.
Alex continuously gets me down to like 5 HP, but then I get healed back up to almost full basically by the time it's
He gets down to like damn near dead or unconscious.
and
And
you
then
dropped him a couple times.
Dave's just like, boom, he's back to full. I'm like, all right, well, no, I'm not pulling punches anymore, guys. Like, you're gonna take damage if you're taking damage. I guess it's the way it is.
Well, that's why, like, they said that this system, theoretically, and I did some of the play testing, I looked at some of the stuff, it's supposed to be very well balanced, which is why I'm like, everything's happening right here. I don't pull punches. Like, I don't, like, most of the times, if anything, it's just storyline. Like one round, you knock somebody down to like 10 hit points. I'm like, cool. Now they only have 150 hit points left. Like we're gonna like storyline this a little bit. That's all you have.
But my character's also an assassin rogue, so I go straight after whoever the big guy is. I'm like, that guy, he's mine.
This one, I'm going for this one right there. The one with the face.
No.
This one happens to be teleporting all around the room. But I'll get to him every time. Don't tempt me. I'll figure it out.
Here we go.
And it's funny because you're the assassin, you're like, cool, I'm going first. I run in. Like, all right, cool. They could see the bright fucking celestial spirits coming through the walls as you guys are making all this fucking noise, fighting shambling mounds, going down this slope. They know you're here.
If I remember right, last time we played, we were just getting into Magus's like settlement area, or did we sell the dragon and stuff?
Well, we haven't done that yet, that I know of.
Alex, can you double check your thing? Because I feel like we might have put the money in that we were getting for the dragon.
Oh,
The bounty. You haven't sold the dragon, but the bounty.
Oh,
I think
Because
his,
you already have
already
the
looked at
teeth
it.
and all the stuff like that.
We already looked at it.
Because I know you already started doing some stuff. With
adding it? Oh, I know.
Did you already add it into the party treasure?
I might
The
have.
the bounty for. I feel like the bounty was added in.
I think I did.
I found out that Walmart,
Almost certain
through
that I
a
did.
third-party seller, sells sets of mystery dice. So, and I got like $200 of Walmart gift cards for the holidays. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna buy a couple sets of random dice. Perfect. More dice, thanks.
that crippling dice addiction we told you about?
Yeah.
It's real.
No, we did not, because we haven't sold the gemstones. We split up the gold.
You don't have. It wasn't like an extra 1,000 gold.
We gave Pouchy the residuum. It was an extra. It's 1,000 gold, but we didn't split up the 1,000 gold. So we got the 1,000 gold,
Okay.
and we have the gemstones because we never sold the gemstones.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't split that, but we have. Wait, what did we? Hold on, let me look. No, because we took that out. So
I knew we were talking about it kind of at the end because you guys wanted to
yeah, no, we
take some
mentioned
teeth.
we mentioned it at the end, but I don't think we
We're
split it
fourth
up.
level, right? He's got fourth.
Yes.
Yeah, because normally what I do is I add it to the totals, but
I think we had
was
split
just
it
on
up
the
the
next-
treasure beforehand.
yeah.
Anyway, that guy that looked at me funny by that rock or whatever.
Raging. Okay. Oh, nice. I also have ragings. Remember, I don't remember. Oh, it was the forest. I just kept, every time you raged, I just put a new modifier on it. That's cool, though.
Another dead token, which I think are over there.
Your dead tokens? I don't know where your dead tokens are.
I thought they were up there.
Oh, they are up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But if I don't get any more spells, it bring him from total.
Okay. You should.
Doesn't look like it.
You should automatically get to know, like, another spell or something, or prepare, or however
Is
that
it
works.
Spells,
Mine,
manage
yeah.
spells.
Known spells? What is it?
8. And that's
Add
one-
spells. You have 2 out of 3 cantrips and 6 out of 7 spells. So you get a cantrip and a spell. You want to go to add spells, not known spells.
Yeah, so you're in the right place. Hit manage spells.
spells.
Manage spells.
And spells.
I picked a spell
Add
and then I
spells
think I
instead of
swapped
no.
out
Oh,
a spell.
Add spells.
I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, because I didn't want it to be easily hit, so I picked up mage armor.
Oh, I need to add in a cantrip.
Find it. All of them.
What
All
cantrip,
the
though?
cantrips?
And then I got that card spray,
Where's all the-
and it's 2d10. I think I told
Nice.
you wrong.
Yeah. It's a cantrip? Or it's not a cantrip.
It's
It's
a
a
second level spell.
second level spell. Cone.
And then I got Blade Ward. I think I got to pick another cantrip. So I got Blade
Can't do
Ward.
that.
Does Mage Armor and Blade Ward
Can't
stay?
do
Yeah.
that.
Mage Armor is like 8 hours. and
Absolutely.
Blade Ward is concentration for X amount. or-
Mage armor's not even concentration.
Right,
Blade
right.
ward
It's
is
just-
concentration for like a minute or something.
Like Mage Armor is like
I
8
didn't know
hours. I thought about raising my dex to 1, so I got more armor, and I was like, now I was like, I'll do elemental edge. Fire spells now ignore resistances, and any 1 on the damage die is a 2.
Bumped up my strength. That was the main thing that I did.
I remember.
Bumped up my strength, but it also was part of a feat. Just gonna have me whooping some ass.
You arrive back in the settlement, which is highly developed at this point. You can kind of see they've
Warren.
built in.
How long were we gone? Like a month almost? Almost a month?
Damn
They've
near.
gone for a good
For a
portion.
chunk of the month.
Yeah. It is the 26th. Yeah, it's the 26th. Yeah. You're right back in the Warren's getting set up. There's a couple of other Haragon there.
Man, you're rolling net 20s on all your dice. You better calm
You're
down.
gonna run out of all your
That's it. That's all of them. No more for the rest of the night, boys.
That's like the second time you've done that.
Yeah, that's one of those things you always have to worry about. You're like, all right, cool.
That's all my d20s for the rest of the night.
Not a single nat 20. I got rid of a 1, a 3, and a 2 though. So now these dice are all primed for you guys.
Hell
So
yeah.
let me know when you're ready.
Now I really want to fight
I'm
something.
always ready.
So at the Warren, Let's get everything out. Fix it, need it. Figure out what everybody's wanting to do. I got Clef. I got Tarquin. I got Vilna. I got Cicatrix. I got Magus. And I got Launch. And the Familiar. It'll be out of the way for now. Actually, we'll leave it here so we remember to do that. So Magus is going to pretty much be like, I trust you guys to handle everything.
Sorry, that's your first mistake. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to oversee what I can here while you guys sell stuff off and move things around. If you need anything, let me know.
Fair enough.
And I would like it if you guys could just make sure that my cut makes it back this way or set aside for me, and then we can get some supplies. You talk with one of the dwarves who's there, who's about to head back to town as well. He's like, yeah, he's like, I'll travel with you guys if you want. We're heading back up to town for some supplies and stuff like that. We can put some of this money towards setting up his stronghold and getting him anything he needs.
Perfect.
So you get all set up, and you guys are headed back to town. You can do anything you want here at Magus's Warren if you need. Right now it's just a base setup building. I think I've shown you guys a picture on our Facebook group. But you've got like a dwarf in mine, and then just like a base thing. The building is actually drops. They dug down into the ground and then built it, and then kind of built the dirt up to it. So it's kind of hidden a little bit. It's slowly becoming a burrow. And then they're working with that. Some people are planning out a garden next to it. Another person's talking about if they dig in deeper, they can create an area to house more of the people of his order. Harengon monk type. As he's looking to kind of start building this into a monastery.
Cool.
But you guys are headed back to town. Unless is there anything you want to do at this burrow? Anything you want to?
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
While we were here.
Yeah, without Jesse here, there's not a whole lot to do. You guys head up, or head back. The horse, the wagon will probably get left here. But there's other wagons that are empty because they threw supply on it to bring it down here. So it's easy enough to put the dragon and the Pegasus on some empty carts and bring it back up. So you arrive about midday on the 26th. So I feel like we already did some of this because you got the
I commissioned the necklace. The necklace, yeah. Periapt.
And you're sure we didn't? I don't know why I feel like we did.
I think we split it up.
I felt like we added that 1,000 and some
Well, let me look at the gold. No, we didn't. Because gold-wise, we got 2,516 from the treasure, and we split that up. We took the 150, gave it back to Magus, and then we split up what was left, which was about 394, and that is the money that Cicatrix has in gold.
Okay.
So
That's
we
right.
never split the bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. We never went and talked to the
Jourenhail Banny broker.
broker about it.
Oh yeah. I know we talked a little bit about it because I don't think you guys had did it yet because you wanted to pull a couple things. You wanted a couple little things, not too much. But you knew you couldn't do too much. You can't pull too much off the body because the bounty comes down to the having the body intact. If you like strip it down, they're not going to pay you the bounty for it.
Right.
Perfect. So, hang on, my Jourenhail. Back to Jourenhail. I need my notes. Jourenhail. I can throw this out here. as we get going on with this. So he's back in his area. Because yes, the young black dragon is worth 1,000 gold.
Yep.
So you guys can do that. And then did you want to sell off gemstones, or did you guys want to hold gemstones? When you got a Heward's handy haversack, so you're not too worried about weight.
Yeah, I feel like we could possibly hold on to them just in case anyone needs them down the line.
I mean,
We can always sell them later if we need them, or whatever. Right? They're all worth about 50.
we've got about 550 gold worth of gemstones right now.
I have no problem selling it if we want to sell it too. I don't think I'll need any gemstones anytime soon.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think.
You got the pearl. That's the main one that casters need early on, and then later on you might need some more expensive stuff, but I don't think that'll be anytime super soon.
Most of these, I don't think you would need. I think it would serve better as coin. Does anybody else have a vote?
I say we sell them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Might as well. The gold could come in the end.
It's 11 gemstones at 50 gold piece each.
150 gold pieces.
Does anybody want anything from the Black Dragon before we bounty it, collect its bounty?
I need nothing. You got the teeth you wanted.
How much residuum was that you? I know we put it in potion. 230 or something like that.
We gave Blotch 200, and we have 34 just left over.
Right, 'cause we used some to make his like little
The helm.
Oh, that's right. I think that's why it's not listed on here, is because he used it for the helm.
Yeah, we only have 34 left. You can have it though.
I'm not too worried about it. I mean, we can put it in
We know that we just have it.
whatever thing. Whoever wants to keep track of party treasure, I will put it on him for now. I was just like, I thought it was here, but that's right. It's because of the helm. Cool. Because I have the helm of comprehend languages, which he's currently wearing.
which we did. We split some gold for him too, if he wants or needs anything.
Oh yeah, I took all that.
Yeah, he has it.
Figured in as
Yeah,
well.
we added him in. We all agreed. He gets a share for sure.
Yeah.
It was because of him we were able to take care of the dragon, I think.
Oh fuck yeah.
Having healers is helpful.
It certainly wasn't because of our dice.
Yeah, your dice weren't necessarily the most cooperative. So you want to sell off the gemstones?
Yeah, we'll sell off the gemstones and collect the bounty, I guess.
All right. What gemstones do you have?
It's the We have 2 bloodstones, 1 chalcedony, 2 chrysoprase, 1 citrine, 2 moonstones, 2 quartz, 1 is smoky gray and 1 is white, and 1 zircon. They're all 50 gold pieces each.
Every single one of them is 50 gold piece each?
Yes. From what you told me.
Let's do one of these with this. Yeah, flat out, he can definitely take them off your hands. At all that glitters, they'll take them from you. They'll give you 48 gold piece each. Some of them need to be polished. Some of them they're going to lose a little weight on. Some of them need to be broken down to be used in different things. But
Fair enough.
he's like, they're good gemstones. They're in good order. He can give you most of the value of them.
Cool. He's there with Cicatrix. Cicatrix says, fine by me.
Yeah. There. So the bounty, you're going to turn in the body.
Yep.
Get 1,000 gold piece for that.
1,000 gold pieces for that.
Gemstones you get. Did you do the math?
528. So then, it's 1528 divided by what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us?
5 of us. No.
6 of us. 6 of us. 6 of us? 6
Oh,
of
I
us.
think
Do you not remember
he's
what?
he's still not wanting
yeah.
any of the.
Remember what Matt just said? He always like, I get that you want to do this, but we need you to take a fair cut.
Yeah, we're forcing you to take it.
Increase your gear so that you don't become a liability on us.
If you also decide you don't want that money, I'm sure I could ask for a loan every now and then if you would be so kind.
Just carry some of it for me.
And I'll in turn make sure that whatever comes close to you gets cut in half.
I do appreciate that.
As I'm pretty good at that.
It kind of is your thing.
It's really what brings me joy in life. We each would then get an additional 254 gold. And did we say Pouchy gets the extra? Is that what we've been doing?
That's what you are doing.
So then Pouchy would get an additional... What would that be? Uh, 4 gold.
So 258.
Yeah, Pouchy gets 258. We each get 254. Because I'm not breaking our
Give the
gold
extra-
into silvers
Give
and
the
shit.
extra stuff, yeah.
I'm giving him the decimals. We each are contributing to Pouchy for saving our ass.
Yes, hell yeah.
Or sorry, Blotch. He's not
Blotch.
Pouchy. Pouchy's the sad one. Can't call him Pouchy anymore.
You're calling me
He's
by
like,
my prison.
You call me by what tortures me. Sick. No, sorry, buddy. Didn't mean that.
Didn't realize that was the situation, but okay, now we know.
Oh yeah, you guys are getting a bit of a feel of that.
Are short swords simple weapons?
Yes.
I would like to go buy a short sword.
We had short swords at one point. Actually, we might still have short swords
Is it?
in the cart. If we ever sold
We have
those weapons.
scimitars,
If we ever came back.
but I don't remember having short swords.
Oh yeah, we have scimitars, daggers, light crossbows, and bolts, leather and studded leather.
And scimitars, unfortunately, are martial.
Right.
So I'd like to go buy a short sword.
That is true. We do not have short swords.
Do you have bows, you say?
Crossbow.
They have crossbows.
Oh.
They have light crossbows.
I could I gotta do longbows. Be nice to be able to reach out and touch someone.
Well, that's why I had Magus make me one. It's really sturdy.
No, he made one. We can just go purchase one at Jourenhail.
That's true. Not occupy his time.
He could have also made one while you guys are traveling.
Yeah.
Could have.
Yeah, that's fine.
What? Yeah.
At a fraction of the cost.
If
Half the cost.
if he was bored,
You did a
or-
very good job
Felt
finding
like-
the wood for
felt
it.
like-
though.
Yeah, we found like the perfect.
Well, yeah, that's true. You also have to find the right supplies and rocked it the first time. Can you do it again? Very true. Because a longbow is one of those things that when you need it, and if it breaks at that point, you're fucked.
That's true.
How much would a standard short sword run me?
They normally come. Oh, that's actually one of the weapons I don't have. JK.
Short sword, you're looking at 10 gold.
Perfect. Consider it done.
Can wizards only wear light armor?
Wizards technically don't wear any armor.
Oh, they don't.
That's why because I also don't wear any armor. That's why I got
Mage armor.
mage
Doing the
armor.
mage armor thing. Mage armor is almost as good as medium armor.
It's
Damn,
cured
yeah.
leather, I think, is what the description says.
Freaking awesome. Yeah.
Mage armor gets the job done for sure.
Sometimes.
Certainly better than nothing.
How much are green?
I was like, my armor class is 11.
400 gold.
But with mage armor, it's 14.
I don't have to deal with
which
like
helps.
donning and doffing crap.
Right.
So you guys are back in town. You unload these wagons, get everything all sold. Is there anything that you guys want to do
Absolutely.
specifically? Any of the weapons also that you guys don't want, like the scimitars and crossbows? Matt just like, we can sell them off if you guys want, or I can keep them here at the burrow. And that way if
Arm your
dwarves need,
Drum
if
it
something
from the
attacks the
burrow.
dwarves or
That sounds good
people,
to me.
we can just do that, and then we can just have it here.
Yeah. A little extra.
I don't know
armor
if I'm
and
gonna
stuff.
actually have an armory built up here, but
Having something would be nice.
How much to have my own personal house made here in your little village?
you want a house made in Jourenhail? You want a Jourenhail, one of these manors?
In Magus's little in the burrow.
Part of the verdant warren. You want a little burrow hole, or do you want a house outside of the hole?
Outside the hole.
If you want to start making a home there, there are options for that.
Because I think what you said, level 5 for
You get a stronghold. Yeah.
stronghold. Which
Depending
I
on
need to do a lot
what
of
you
research
think.
on, but we're almost there.
Yeah. There are inside of Jourenhail there are 2 estates currently for sale, unless that's changed. It's been some time. We're gonna say there's if it's over. Is anybody evacuated here? No. Anybody on this side? No. Which makes sense. Anything that has moved has sold and stuff like that. So there's currently 2 estates available in Jourenhail. The Jourenhail homes start off at 10,000 gold. They can be created immediately. they'll kind of explain to you the basics for these. They are a completely bare floor plan, which can be magically altered once every 24 hours.
It says short swords are martial weapons.
So that's why these are highly sought after homes. They have magically heated water. They have libraries, things like that. You can switch things out.
Basically, however you want it.
Once per 24 hours, you can basically just like go to a rod and recast, and it functions as the Galder's tower spell, but inside of a 3-story home with effectively 4 parts per. Like there's 4 tower levels on all 3 stories all the way through. So these are very fine estates. Look for sale.
Maybe one day.
You're not going to get anything better unless you really want to start pushing in some of the other magical estates that they have for sale, but those start at about 200,000.
Pricey. So I'm going to buy the Arcane Grimoire +1.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad idea. You also have a in your necklace. You have an essence of undeath.
That's right.
If you want to trade that in for anything.
That's pretty fucking sick. What can I trade it in for?
So the current one that you have can be traded into modifications of basically of common items. So you could do things like, if you wanted, you could add like silver to his claws so that his weapons did that. You could have inscriptions to make him to where he's like moon touched, so that he's kind of like, you know, glows a little bit. It's considered magic. One of the big ones they recommend as well, though, is glamored. You can put in a glamored rune or glamored runes on him, which would effectively make it to where you can make him look like whatever you want. Depending on where you're traveling, that's one that's highly recommended.
Instead of just walking around with a Leonin skeleton.
Suddenly, when they start suggesting that to him, you remember that there's been a couple times where just like some random dude just walked by, really kind of weird with a book, just like glossed over eyes, but just a random dude like walks by with a stack of books and goes to the library, and you're like, that was probably an undead. Didn't look like it, but suddenly you're like here in the Everlive and you're watching like there's like guards and they're like standing there and they look like normal guards, but they're just like kind of like blank, emotionless stage. You stare at them, you're like, that dude's not breathing. Like,
It's not an actual guy.
These are undead that are glamored. If you look over all the common magic items, though, they're the white ones. So filter magic items and then go through that. Pretty much anything in that area can be crafted into your undead. It'll be a little different because it'll be like the magic item. It'll function like the magic item for the most part, but it'll be tied into him.
Is these ones common magical?
No. So unclick magical.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I'm sorry, unclick common.
Oh, okay.
Unclick magical. So these are all. I mean, the arm blades. You could absolutely put an arm blade, but that isn't a big thing. But like armor of gleaming, that's what he'd be getting, is like gleaming that makes it to where it looks like whatever you want. Some of these things don't really make a whole bunch of sense. You do like, you can literally enchant him with false tracks so he doesn't leave tracks, or you can do like you know, just some of the base things is like
Short swords are
cast
martial
off would really affect him
They
very
are?
much. That would be a good one for you, but
Horizontal?
let's go into some of the different stuff. Gleaming, you can make it to where he's always just like pristine and looks clean. You could go to like billowing. You could just have it to where he just like stuff goes off. You could enchant him with a clockwork amulet. He'd be enchanted, and once per day, if he rolled a natural 20, he would basically, or if you rolled a 20, you could just take a 10 once per day instead of actually rolling. So if you really needed him to hit or something, different options. But just kind of go through like the baseline things. Look at
Right.
those as well while you're looking
I
at stuff
think
for
I
yourself.
think I now have envisioned
Because that's all
where
stuff that I
at
could
level a level 20, if he makes it that long, Tarquin is gonna look like. And I was like Tarquin would, because he wants to start using his flame blade.
Oh yeah.
But I was just like, oh, maybe he'd buy like an actual weapon on the occasions that he doesn't want to use a second level spell slot. I'm gonna not buy the short sword. It's a martial weapon, not a simple weapon, and I can't use it appropriately.
Fair.
But I'm gonna buy a hand axe instead.
Do you need a weapon if you're going to start using Flame Blade?
No, I don't think so. I think it just happens,
Yeah.
right? But on the
I
occasions
knew
that
the
I
answer
don't,
before I asked. I was just curious.
yeah,
Fair.
I don't think so. It's weird though, because on the weapons on here it shows flame blade like on like in the description.
Uh-huh.
So I'm
Like
like,
when you hit actions, it'll show up.
yeah. Well, I'm just talking about like in just like the notes for just normal weapons. It shows flame blade.
Oh yeah.
3d6 plus 3. So I'm like, can a normal weapon just like turn into?
No.
I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. No, you just summon it. That and then also the Shadow Blade, kind of the same thing. So a Shadow Blade, I think you can make a ranged attack with.
So instead of 10 gold pieces, it's 5 gold pieces for the hand axe. So I'm gonna add 5 back into.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
I'm gonna sell you the sword back for 7 gold, or I'll buy it back for 7 gold.
Fine.
Like, dude, I haven't even left the shop yet.
I'm gonna trade the sword back in for a hand axe.
That's fine. Yeah, you can keep your buck bolt. So yeah, let me know what sort of enchantment you want on your skeleton, and we can get that started as well. If there's other things you want as well to pay to add on to them, look at magic items as well. He has a normal cap too of you can have the enchantments of inscribing magic items and building things into his body. He can still only have effectively 3 attunements as well.
Gotcha.
For certain more powerful ones. It's my birthday in February. I don't know what's going on. There's a conversation. It just said it's David's birthday in February. That's true.
That's
I need to, before we leave, I want to reach out to, why can't I remember her name? My brain just fell out. Rebecca, about building a cake.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you mean Sadie?
Sadie, that's it.
Yeah.
Plus Rebecca doesn't sound right
I'll
at
message
all.
her. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to build a cake.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be good. For my birthday, I want a cake that is like basically the meme picture of Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon, and I'm getting too old for this shit. Because if my timeline's right, I think in April, I will be the exact age he was in the movie when he said, "I'm getting too old for this shit."
Right.
Yeah. I'm officially 2025 is I'm officially too old for this shit.
Right.
Me too.
It's crazy looking at this. I'm like, I feel like I don't look that old, but because our generation just my generation, I just lived in a basement, didn't get a lot of sunlight, didn't smoke, kept me youthful, as useful as I am. Anyways, so you're off. You're gonna get your stuff while you're looking through that list. You get a hand axe.
Yes, sir.
After dealing with a sword, you're like, I would like to get a sword. You're getting it. It's like,
here's 10 gold. I'd like a sword.
you're like, you're
Actually,
holding, you're kind of He's like, I don't think you. He's like, if you really train with that, you're like, I heard these are super easy to use. He's like, you're gonna hurt somebody. You've got a kind of like flat blade, and you're just like sitting there like kind of whipping at it. He's like, yeah. Hey,
actually,
so this one's with that action you're doing, a hand axe is right. Feel that, and you're like, oh, that does feel better.
Perfect.
Grasp up a club if you'd like. The club has about the same finesse as you're putting into a sword.
How much damage is we're looking up.
Use options depending on what you want to do. I have a full supply of weapons for you to look over.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
What do you want to know?
Let's wait.
That's going to
Let's wait. A
he's
great
going to
great
the,
club is a simple weapon, but a short sword is a martial weapon.
the inn tavern.
Dad, committee lodge.
Go up to the bar.
I'm gonna buy a great club as well.
Push the coin across.
Oh, you're looking to purchase something?
I have something that they want. Not a coin, the coin.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, okay. I would.
Great club is a two-handed weapon. Can you imagine?
I will.
Darkwing with a great
Okay,
club.
and I can push the coin back to you. Beautiful. Let me get some.
Look, second tricks. I'm like you.
About
Single team.
maybe 3 minutes later, somebody kind of looks like maybe a waiter comes in and goes, "Sir, I have your table right over this way."
Oh, thank you very much.
Sets you down, pulls the curtain, sits down with you. What can I do for you, sir?
You guys requested that.
And it's the whole ice block and the hand and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Well done. That was a 1 coin bounty, right? Should say on the top of the card. Or does that say 2 coins?
2.
That is a 2-coiner.
2.
It was very well done. He's like is the dragon gone then?
Oh yes, we're
Think so.
currently selling it to the highest bidder right now. It's corpse.
Let's go. Well done. It pulls out a little, just a little box, and he opens it and he pulls 2 coins from it. There's a decent amount of coins in this box.
Right.
He hands you 2 coins.
Excellent.
Same type of coins. Close it, because I will be sure to spread word that you've handled this. It's very thankful.
Understand that it wasn't just me. I can't do this without the people I'm surrounded with.
We all have tools.
Exactly. As far as
Your model's a tool. Oh.
accidents happen, I can't do that.
It's fair.
Do you think Clef is talking
The
about killing us? No, just kidding.
the necessity for that is diminishing. The people who were worried seem to be less worried as time goes on. We haven't had any incidents with your Leonin friend. We haven't had any wild magic surges. Plus, one of the major issues has been solved kind of by you guys with the temporal cage or whatever we had. Something else going on, but that's out of our necessity.
I personally would really rather be alerted if there's any sort of issues like that, so that I might be able to fix them before it becomes an issue,
Absolutely.
a larger issue.
The 2 major issues on hand are we're worried that somebody in town was worried that your Leonin friend was going to just go through and start killing everybody who stubbed his toe and did anything wrong, but seems to not be as much of an issue. So they're kind of like, hey, if he just stopped being an issue, it would be nice. That's why we were willing to do that. That being said, it doesn't seem like it's been a problem as of yet.
It's an honor thing, and I'm sure that all of you, us, can respect honor.
Mm-hmm. There's honor and there's also stupidity.
He's
like
a notch above honor. He's like honor to the nth degree. He's really anybody who slights him is really likely to have tarnished his honor. And that's his problem. It's
Right.
trying to make him take it a little bit more lightly, and I've been working on it.
Kind of sounds like you're saying that like, he has like a bucket of honor full of stupid.
Guess I really can't describe it better than that.
that he's working on.
But you're working on it. You're slowly
I am.
draining the stupid
It's
from the bucket,
Trying.
and that works well.
I'm working on it. It is an ongoing process.
It's literally one of those things where like a Leonin stands right by a door that swings out at a tavern, and the door swings out, gets hot, and murders a drunken patron. Like that sort of thing has happened in town before. We don't want that. Like you've
I think
honored
he's
or
moved
destroyed my honor by opening a door that I was standing in.
I've attempted to help him realize that every little slight that he could perceive against him is not necessarily as slight against him. And even if he perceives it as that, I'll attempt to calm him thusly.
So far, and that's fine, and I agree. We also haven't had any major issues with wild magic. If something crazy goes, and he's not kind of controlling that wild magic in Jourenhail, it can cause other problems. Jourenhail is a very magical city. All of our houses are magic. All of our guilds are magic. Most of our equipment is magic. Most of our forges and our crafting areas are magic. Lots of our buildings are equipped with magic facilities inside of them. There are wards and guards over this entire town that are magic. So once wild magic starts flickering and messing with stuff, it's very dangerous. Walls, like if you're out, just chilling in your bed, and suddenly your bed becomes a closet and a wall appears through your torso, it's not enjoyable.
Bad things happen. Yes.
So that's why, as long as he's not doing anything, putting himself into a position of high stress, I don't think it's going to be as much of an issue. The cicatrix concern is very minimal. It's more just like, hey, we don't want him hurting anybody who's a skilled tradesman who we're going to have to then pay money to resurrect.
If that should happen, I will make sure that he pays the money to have that resurrected.
Okay. The issue with the wild magic is still on the board.
I understand. He's been getting it more under control, so I think it's going to be less and less of it.
As you guys are having this conversation,
A fireball goes off in the middle of town. He's like, Cicatrix like, wow, do it again. From upstairs.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that from a level 4 character, it's like, yeah, wild magic, I get it. And like from what you can see, you can get it. But then when you get into the complexity of what has actually happened in this town, as Alex understands as well, wild magic can really cause some fucking problems here.
Could be a
Things
problem.
very far beyond what people know.
Only because there's a lot more going on here than people know.
That is true.
All I ask is but a minute of your time. That's it.
I'll get the charlatan's die for the magical item.
The skeleton can just fucking
For the
cheat.
skeleton,
Yeah.
you just want him to have that.
Just gets whatever number he wants on whatever
That
dice
being
roll.
said, I don't know if anybody's going to let him play as a skeleton.
Can he
Oh, I just
talk?
meant for like
You can-
like reaction, and then it's just always like a D6 when he like attacks or.
Well, it wouldn't
No.
be that wouldn't work for an attack. The charlatan's
it
dice is
It's
literally
just
an
a
actual
cheating
dice.
game.
So
Oh,
it's
it's
for
for
when you're playing
Oh, no.
dice games in game. It becomes no, that would be nice, but no, the charlatan's dice is just, and we did that because we did a lot of pirates, and I had a charlatan's dice. So with pirates, you roll 6 dice.
Like that, no matter what, I always have my ship
And it's
or
like
my captain
the way you have to you have
or my crew.
it's
You
a
have to have
total
your ship,
5
captain, and
rounds,
crew.
right? Yeah, you have a total of 5 rounds.
Yeah, 5 rounds.
So first round, you have to have a ship captain and crew, which is a 4, 5, and 6. Charlatan's dice can always roll whatever you want, so it's like, okay. So I have 4, 5, and 6 there, and then I also have a 6 for Oh, I can't keep any loot first round, so I'm good actually. That works. And then second round, I go, all right, cool.
Oh, I had
I've
6.
got a 6, and then third round, and it's like you switch it out, and you're like, oh, cool. I've got my 6s. There we go. And it's just like palming it. It's like, all right, cool, perfect. 18 bounty. So, yeah, you can make some really good money if you play pirates and have a charlatan's die. But you have to be careful, and also a lot of places you don't get to use your own dice.
They give you sets. Okay, so you'd have to do like a sleight of hand to
Try to switch in your dice,
use it. Okay.
and some places have very unique dice.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's why it's a common magic item. It's useful low end. You could definitely make some money with it.
It's reaching.
Back to where we were though.
What are they called?
Yeah. So if you
Just
if you
spice
can
pieces.
just make sure he's not doing any wild magic surges in town, things should be okay.
I'll definitely do what I can.
There's a reason why they told him to have the magic suppression cuff and not be casting spells in town. That will keep the frustrations away from him. That in mind, if those aren't the type of things you're looking for, it looks like your skill set seems to be better at getting into places and getting your hands on things, less on getting your hands dirty.
If you're talking about my last task, previous to these, it was an option at my point if I needed to eliminate the individual.
It is always an option for the sake of there is
I was not
divine
informed
magics that one could sit underneath and say, I never told anybody to kill anybody. But if we give you the option to do it, we may be saying to do it without putting ourselves under the effects of like a zone of truth and things like
Hero
that.
lines, my inability to read between them. I was not aware of that.
No, that's fine. You also were new and you were looking for admittance.
This is also true.
We are more than okay with you joining some of the lower ranks.
I understand that you're also not used to maybe a bard being in this position. And I think that also those who might be watching you would also not be used to a bard in that position.
I think you'd be surprised. We have our own college
That is
set
amazing.
up here.
I would like to participate more in that.
They have a College of Shadows
Yeah.
set up through the Black Blades. Yeah. That's actually the main thing. The Black Blades have a Assassin Guild. Our Black Daggers have the Assassin's Guild, and they also have a College of Shadows.
Yeah.
That is all underneath the Black Blades.
I'd be very
Granted, you have
interested.
cooler stuff. I think doing the College of Dance is cooler than College of Shadows because they update Shadows.
Yeah.
And Shadows is very, very roguey.
Yeah.
You basically just expend a
so invisible.
bardic inspiration chance to do psychic damage on attacks,
Yeah.
and just basically psychic sneak attack.
Yep.
Which is cool, but you've got some interesting things that are going to play in effect. Like, anyways, I feel like you're much more suited to the. You have clean, skilled hands. So unless you're looking to change that, we can
I'll stick with that.
look at some options for you. I do know, depending on what you're looking to do, we are looking right now for a ledger. There's a little book that has some names written in it.
I'd love to find that.
It is currently in Haven's Light. Nice thing with having the tools you have at your disposal, you may be able to get in and out of places. But there is a library in the what's the word for it? Not the sect, but the kind of the Ion territory district. That's where I'm looking. The Ion district has a little library that has a tome that has some names in it, and if we were to get that tome, it would be beneficial.
I'll see what I can do.
That being said, your pockets look like they're getting rather heavy. Is there anything that you're looking for that might be able to help you in this journey?
Rings? I like rings.
What kind of rings are you
Sort
looking
of
for?
rings where I need to accomplish this mission. I don't know. Maybe like misty steppy kind of rings. Maybe hiding kind of rings. Stuff that typically I wouldn't not necessarily do, but the ring would help out incredibly.
I mean, as far as rings go, ring of jumping is an immediate option. That's going to allow you to pretty much just do a 30-foot jump at will. It only costs you 10 foot of movement.
Right.
You can jump 30 feet. That's kind of good.
Like that.
Ring of obscuring isn't too bad. That one, just if you're trying to get away, you can just be like, hey, by the way, here's the fog cloud, and then you disappear into it.
Right.
That's like the primary thing that I'd say for a ring. That being said, you're looking for Misty Step. Misty Step is it evocation?
I don't know.
Let's see. I thought you had Misty Step. Do you not have that? You don't. You have too much on. Let's see what we're looking at. What can I Misty Step for you? I feel like it is. No, it is conjuration. That's right. Conjuration. So let's see what we could do. You want with that. Nope. A, turn that off. You shouldn't be doing that. B, there's that. Conjuration. Yes. You're looking at that. I could, because like, rings are good. They could do certain things. Personally, as far as Misty Step goes, I could get you a Misty Dagger. As a bonus action, it's an Expel Dagger, so it's a dagger that basically has Misty Step in it. You'd be able to cast them multiple times a day, get recharges back. Baseline, an Expelled Weapon could have Misty Step in it. An Expelled Dagger with Misty Step would be doable. It would have 6 charges and regain 1d6 charges daily at dawn. And then you can expend while holding it. You could literally have it sheathed on your side, just touch it and Misty Step. Bonus action.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's something we get to really do.
Yeah.
Is 6 enough? 6 times per day?
I'll do.
Okay. What else are you looking for?
I can see invisibility, but there seems like there's stuff beyond that I'm missing. Is there like a greater invisibility of some sort, something like that?
No. What do you mean you're missing things beyond see invisibility?
Seems like I'm not always catching it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's me or if it's the ability to see invisibility.
I would probably say it's maybe you.
Probably. Okay.
Invisible things. I mean, Are you using the spell see invisibility?
Yes. Well, I'm going to be.
There's that. Invisibility is mages throw on invisibility and then they walk at you. Some of us who know better throw on an invisibility spell and then have like a silent stone and will still sneak up on you even though we're invisible and silent.
It's just hedging the bets.
Elven cloak, elven boots, silence, invisibility. You still tiptoe because you learn to walk that way.
I agree with that.
So with that in mind, it's probably something that's more trying to be stealthy, knowing that that is a thing.
Maybe.
I was going to say, I mean, a simple lantern revealing can get rid of a lot of invisible issues.
Still, elven boots. Stuff like that.
Elven boots are always nice. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yes. As a clothing apparatus, yes.
Yeah. Boots of elven kind. That's doable. Is there anything else in particular we can help you with?
Nothing I really think of right now.
Yeah, well, that's something you do if you would want to purchase that.
Yeah.
Well, I think the lowest value you have is 1 coin.
Excuse me?
I think the lowest value that I'd be willing to trade with you would be 1 coin if you feel like this is everything on your shopping list.
We can do that.
And he'll take the coin. He literally takes the coin, and then the curtain moves over, and some guy sets down a dagger and a pair of boots right next to you, and then closes the curtain.
It's gone, yeah.
Efficient.
Yes, very efficient.
They don't have a good way of doing it, so I'll make a Inspelled Misty Step weapon.
Okay.
I get it. They didn't want to make freaking a dagger for every single spell and stuff, especially because, like, so with Inspelled, a weapon can have any conjuration, divination, evocation, necromancy, or transmutation spell on it. So they're not going to make one of those for every single spell and go through. But the gentleman says, if you are planning on heading to Haven's Light, let me know. I'll gather up some more information.
Okay. I'm not sure where we're heading next, but if it is Haverlight, I'll let you know.
I'll look for some other things for you as well, if there's other infiltration or reconnaissance missions available. We can always help with that. And I will still let you know if there are any housekeeping missions that come to mind.
Sounds good.
Alright, I think I found one. Shield of the Silver Dragon.
Which one's that to?
It's armor class +4, and then the shield is a +2 shield. The Silver Dragon emblem. Shield whispers warning to its bearer.
So I think that one is not an actual common. Some of them will like list.
Someone made it.
Shield of the Silver Dragon. Yeah, here, let's see. Because this is unknown rarity.
Okay.
Meaning that's, yeah, because I'm like, it's a +2. Like, that's, a +2 is usually a very rare item, like pretty high end. That's why it's like super nice. Yeah, it'll have to actually be a common.
Some
thing.
some of the white items are just like for other
Like certain campaigns and stuff like that we have unlocked certain things with. They'll be non-specific, or they'll be
don't die.
varies in level spawn. I threw out my voice last night.
It's fair.
Yay!
Having a good time.
Well, it's just that was so loud music and talking
Right.
over loud
Oh,
music
okay,
and
sure.
yeah. I can definitely just feel like the build up of my throat trying to heal from being yelling too much. Actually, could you grab me a Pepsi? Just one of the
Anybody else want anything?
Lantern.
That's
I'm
something
good for
you
now.
could do.
Thank you. I'll take that one. You're good.
Now that wouldn't be, he wouldn't get an Everbright lantern. He would effectively have the Everbright
Like whatever the
continual
shard-
flame cast within him.
Yeah, so,
so
he would be the lantern.
He would
himself.
have like a ball
Of
of
fire in his ribcage. or
light.
some
Yeah,
shit?
what color light do you want?
Let's just go white.
Yeah, so he'd have a ball of white light
Fucking epic.
just glowing from him at all points in time.
Cool.
That's absolutely something you can do.
Brad, did you want anything to drink, man?
No, I'm good with more water. Thank you.
Yeah.
Then just add it to my backpack and just keep it there. Or...
Yeah, you can add it to your backpack and then we can play around with it. You can make notes, so customize it and call it an Everbright ribcage. Just a Pepsi, the sugar Pepsi, not the
Real sugar?
why? Yeah. But yeah, so there'll be some missions available for you if you want.
Kick-ass team.
That's back house training board. I didn't need to turn into a front house training board because it's not even accurate
date at all.
or up to date. They made an Excel sheet for the back house and they're just like, it's fine. Like, we don't need it posted.
Can't
Front of
imagine-
house, they want us to like post it, make it look fancy, but it's another project. That's one of the ones I'll probably do on my vacation.
Do on your vacation.
I'm taking vacation from work to work. Like, I'm not taking any vacation hours or anything like that. I'm just not going to do my job for a week
That way you can do
so I
that.
can do my other job for a week
Yeah.
at the same building.
Helps you catch up with the other job.
Mm-hmm.
True that.
That'd be cool. So, got that set up for you. What else can I do for you guys? You can also purchase, again, if there's other things you're looking for. You can do that as well.
I have nothing. I was gonna try to see if I couldn't find anything on maybe the history of the town, my ancestry, just more of like what the mayor of the town kind of maybe wants / expects of me. Is there anywhere I could do that?
Yes. There's a college district that has a lot of people who speak about lore and things like that. That's something you can do.
Ancestry.com.
You can go in there and you can. There's
Send in
literally
my DNA.
an entire college district set up here that has different like bard schools and stuff like that. They have libraries. They have history. They have lots of different things like that.
But they're gonna touch your horns and make it really weird.
And
It
then,
will be awkward.
I don't know why they do that.
I don't know why they would do that.
Hey, history bar. I rocked history bar before. That was fun. Historically speaking.
Historically speaking.
Yeah.
Who's out there somewhere dealing with other
Could be.
problems.
Oh my God. Where is that guy?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know the answers to those questions. That party can be a problem.
True that.
Skicks. Oh my god. Druids are OP, guys. I don't know if you knew this, but they really are. And then you give one the mighty servant of Lyoko, and it's just...
I think I'll also buy the Sky Blinder staff.
Sounds weird.
Also talking to
What is that one?
the guy at the booth.
I gain a +1 to bonus attack and damage rolls made with the magic horror staff. I also gain a +1 to bonus spell attacks. If a flying creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, you can use your reaction to hold the staff aloft, which causes it to flare with light. The attacker has disadvantage on the attack roll and must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or be blinded.
That sounds like more than a powerful uncommon. Sounds tight.
So it's the blinder staff. Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely something.
That's
you
400.
400 gold for that. Yeah, absolutely. It requires attunement, but you're not fully attuned yet, so that works.
So, Clef will make his way back over to the bar and ask what it is he has to do to get into the queue of entertainers for the night.
Yeah, we have a few slots open for you. What kind of? I've got 2 sets that are about 2 hours long each. If you want one of those,
Yes.
if you do well enough, you could possibly pick up the other one if somebody else doesn't.
Okay.
But we need to see that you perform well.
I understand.
You haven't always.
I have sometimes managed to fail. Do you know why I flopped? Because they were based on that.
No, I understand that. Do you understand that for this guy who's running a business,
Well, I understand.
when the music is bad,
There is no way that I don't understand. I completely fully.
the staff is good. They're like, no, the music sounds the same it does every night you're here. You just haven't drank enough yet. Would you like another couple drinks? Would you like a round of shots? My staff knows how to make it work. That being said, when the music's entertaining and people are happy and the time passes by quickly, and people tend to buy more.
I completely understand.
We want a good ambiance
This
here.
is- this
that
is
doesn't
what-
make people go, man, I should probably go home and get some sleep. Like, I'm starting to get a headache.
This dude's like, ugh.
Mhm.
I completely understand.
So I will offer you 1 slot for the evening.
And I do appreciate it. And I don't know why my other fucking D10 is gone over there.
I don't know where it's gone. Oh, there it is.
Cicatrix would go and give or try to figure out the next caravan that was going off towards the burrow to see when they're gonna leave.
They are leaving like about an hour after they get there. They're coming in, switching out supplies, and heading back south.
Okay. Cicatrix would go just to give Magus his share,
Head back down
and then he'd
and come back.
come right on back.
It's doable. You get there like late.
Eat up a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would sit down with Blotch just in the corner of the fucking tavern or some shit. Just be like,
Blotch, do you drink?
I want to try and find more of that powder for you. I was hoping that maybe you could make some things for me. I would like to purchase more shares of potions and get you more herbs. I want to be able to traverse larger distances faster. I don't know what that would take, magically speaking, but I feel like you might have something in mind. He has the helm of understanding.
I understand
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah, I have no fucking
I can
clue.
reply back to you, and he does this immediately starts messaging you.
And I just hear ching.
Just like this, like
I'm sorry, Blotch. I know that you're trying to talk to me. I don't like one-sided conversations, but here I am. No wizards around. But, that being said, if you are able to reach out.
give me an insight real quick.
Insight? Oh, I'm good at those.
It's your thing, wisdom.
Is that a 1?
It's a 2.
That's a 4.
Oh, it's a 4. It's a 4. Sorry. So that's a 5.
Yeah, you're not really getting.
You could reach out to Clef or our Belknock and see if there's anything that you would like us to acquire for you. I'm willing to do the legwork, since you do not have the freedom to do so. I am also trying to save as much of my coin as possible so that I may communicate with my family. They reached out to me. Apparently there is word there are people helping them escape the situation they were in Pride Rock. So any coin that I can have to speak with them or reach out to them, I would like to try to save. And he would go and try and figure out if there's a place in town where he could buy residual.
There's absolutely residual for sale in here. You'll hear the chiming noise in your head. You just start hearing the chiming noise kind of going on.
Top right languages?
You can hear it. I have a rather large list of things that I need. Our friend Cicatrix is trying to get stuff, but he doesn't understand what it is I need. If at all possible, you could get in touch with him. He's running around trying to buy things for me, but he doesn't understand what I'm looking for.
Here you go, Blonde. This is what you need.
You've seen how he is with money and people, so.
Give me the list. I had more success than you would.
I need a small set of chainmail, masterwork. I need a few pieces of small metal.
Oh, we have metal bars and shit.
Coiled
too.
down, broken down.
Any,
He kind of gives you a list of stuff. I've already taken the materials, the cost, and everything off of it. He gives you a list. You can get it. I've already paid for it and got it handled.
Cool.
Easy enough to go through. Small modifications. You'll see as you put it in, like the small set of chainmail kind of gets pulled and wrapped around, and like some mending spells kind of pull the sleeve shut and make kind of like a metal, like a chain mail wrap around the
like
bag.
Chainmail pouch.
He starts going through and like interweaving and pulling some cloth stuff around and plays around with it. Using
No, we need chainmail
he needs
for a
he
backpack.
he basically he sends you to get a small set of and that's literally just a chain. Sorry, it's a chain shirt. He gets you to get him a small chain shirt, some really nice leathers, and then some metal wires and filament and things like that. It looks like, from what you're guessing, it looks like he's trying to make a magic set of chain, a cloak, and an amulet. He'll also tell you, I'm going to need 30 days to complete the creation of these, I believe. Give or take, I don't know. I can do most of the work while traveling, so it's not too much of a deal. But like Cicatrix, no, I'm willing to craft something for him, but I'm busy for the next 30 days.
Okay. I will find you
that.
Secretary's beer.
He would make his way to the Mage's District. He wants to try and see if Lyra Star Whisper's out. I don't know if they're training towards the latter part of the day.
Do you want to get your return on investment beforehand first then? Do you remember you paid for that guy to get information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Go and get that guy.
Yeah. So you'll come across the guy. He goes,
Over at the lighthouse.
yeah, the lighthouse. I didn't work for him. Lighthouse is yeah. So we got a little bit of information for you. We do know. I need this thing here. Collections, my campaigns. I accept all cookies. I told you that before. I promise. Just because I open a new page doesn't mean I'm worried about your cookies. And also, you don't have to try to sell me a book I already own. Cicatrix background and history campaign.
Yeah.
Yes, I have an entire campaign.
Cicatrix is bullshit.
The book you already had?
Um,
Cicatrix bullshit?
what we can find. Lyra obviously is set up here. In the time that you've been gone, Gore Bloodfang has arrived as well to keep an eye on Lyra.
Is that the Goliath?
That is a Goliath with the hammer. Zira Coldfang is the Tabaxi rogue, and they can't figure out exactly where she is, but they found her name. Vecris is 100% set up in the New Dawn Fort. He's working with the with some of the people, kind of playing around, but they're keeping him hidden there. They have a safe house set up in the New Dawn Fort. Elion, not really sure where he's at,
Down
but
south.
they believe that he has been traveling a lot using teleportation magic to move rather large distance quickly, so it's been hard to keep track of him. And Kaylin Swiftstride has been moving with him as well. She is officially a member of the Nine Elves Watch. That is the shifter healer type. Rurik Ironclaw is currently stationed. They believe that he's made his way all the way to Solaris.
His name is one more time.
Rurik Ironclaw. Rurik Ironclaw. They also know that they believe that Kaylin and Elion are moving quickly because they are moving a 8th member of Nine Elves Watch to a new location. They're just not sure where they're moving him to. They don't know who this member is at the moment.
Interesting.
It would have been the 7th member, effectively, because they believe Kaylin joined after this person. But yes, Gore and Lyra are in town together.
Thank you. This information is really quite helpful. I do appreciate it. I guess that's all I would really need for now. I think I said that I owed you a little bit of money
You already,
for that.
I think you paid him already.
I think I
You
did.
paid them in advance.
Because I left myself
Because
with
I
no
would
money.
have not done any work for you without money
Yeah.
in advance. No offense, but
I'm grateful. You all, obviously, you did some information procurement. Oh. Do you offer spellcasting services and things of that nature as well?
nothing too crazy. We have some spellcasting services, but not a lot. What are you looking to have cast?
Well, I was mostly looking for people, places they can craft items or have the materials in order to craft items. Particularly this greenish dust.
You're looking for residuum?
Yes.
It's more of a trade material rather than a spellcasting service. That's fine.
Does it look like I use that stuff?
I don't either, but I get it. Residuum is available. It is actually kind of a common courtesy or common currency that we use, and they use in the Mage Guild, or not the Mage Guild, the guild's district, the crafting district,
Artisans and everything.
artisans,
Okay.
and all that. Yeah.
Well, that's really all I need for now. You all don't happen to need any heavy lifting or anything done? Lion could earn a few extra coin for you.
I mean, we're always looking for new adventures, but anything that we would set you up with would be a bit of a travel to make any coin, unfortunately.
Fair enough. One other thing that we have been looking for, my group and I, and if I could, I would love to pay you for your services. We are looking for a creature. It apparently stays in caverns or deep underground. It seems that that is the only useful information that we can glean about this thing, other than we know kind of what it looks like. I would love it if we could actually pinpoint the closest one to us, at least as far as closest on fastest way to get there. The creature being a Grick.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would love to. We can try to find some stuff, but that's kind of more of, you'd have to go looking for it. I can tell you that a lot of creatures like that are going to be tied to the Underdark. And the Underdark in this immediate vicinity isn't quite normal. Nobody's gone back and really worried about it. The dwarves don't mind it. Any of the humans moving around tend to like it more. But you have to travel for several days from any entrances to the Underdark nearby before you stop being in continual light. Years ago, a group of people walked through the Underdark and just lit it up with continual light. Just made it glow. You've seen our house.
Yes.
One of our adventurers went through and did that. They traveled for some time, and every time he could, he would just light up things and just try to light up caverns, stuff like that. So Gricks, things like that, kind of migrated further away from this area. So I would say you could find it probably in Underdark would be your best bet to find something like that. Outside of that, I do know you would probably be able to find, they absolutely would have it in Solaris in their menagerie, if that's something you're looking for. They may have them for trade even. Solaris does trade in exotic animals.
Interesting. I'm guessing just for an amount of coin, you don't need any sort of license or anything for that?
The trade of monstrosities is technically illegal without the proper licensing. That being said, I mean, if you set up a menagerie, you could yourself. It's not something that's that difficult to do and get licensed for, as long as you have the proper storage capabilities.
Fair enough.
Excuse me.
Well, again, I thank you for this information and for your help with Ninel's watch. If you need any muscle or any odd jobs done, my companions and I go by the Forced Hand. We are an adventuring group, sort of by chance. We just recently collected the bounty on that black dragon that was giving people trouble to the south. So, obviously you all have been here for years and you've got your own thing going, but if there's anything we can collaborate on.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have anybody major going through. We've had some pretty big names come through. We've had some pretty, pretty
Lightning bolts.
substantial people come through, but most of them are kind of in their retired phase at this point.
Well, we are very much not retired. And there's a lot of work to be done, so if you need anything, and likewise, if I think of anything else that I could use your services for, I would love to pay more, and this has been very helpful.
Yeah, we are always in the gathering information. That's what the people here kind of do, while some of the bigger names are out dealing with things. They kind of just established this place to gain information from them.
Fair.
It's a helpful thing to do, but absolutely.
Toss some gold his way. 4 gold
4 gold.
for his
Mhm.
little extra assistance.
He'll be
Your
very,
little
very
tip.
happy about that, yeah. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you. Walk on out.
Cool. Give me a performance. See how much or how well you do on this first slot that they give you. You kind of get in. It's like kind of an after midday lunch sort of slot. It's
Nobody's there.
there's not a whole lot of people drinking yet. People are kind of leaving after lunch, and it's kind of just an open slot.
Was Rurik the dwarf fighter?
Yes,
So he does music when he's been practicing his drum, along with his lute,
Oh, it's
singing,
kick drum, yeah.
and in between does like a little kind of stand-up kind of comic joke kind of stuff,
Stand-up comedy. Let's go.
right?
Dude, stand-up comedy music works really well. Just you slightly keep
It's
strumming
true.
and you start turning it into like things.
Just kind of the background.
If
to
you
what
can play
do.
guitar and do stand-up comic, like it's great.
Yeah, it's like the Dimitri Martin shit.
So
Or
Dude, he
Stephen
came-
Lynch.
Dimitri Martin came back up on my freaking feed the other day, and I'm like, man, I got to see if this guy's done anything new. It was a simple line thing where he's like, oh, it's a horse. He draws a line down the middle of the horse. He's like, now it's 2 people in a costume. Has the snail. He's like, it's a snail. He draws a line off it. He's like, now it's a lollipop with some sort of weird bug coming out of it. Draws another line. He's like, now it's a suicidal snail. It's my favorite one too. That will always affect the way I think about things. Is the conditional identity.
Yeah.
He goes in the department store, and the lady says, "If you need anything else, I'm Irene."
I'm Irene.
He goes, "Who is she if I don't need anything?"
Well,
I've
if you
never
don't
met
need
someone with
anything,
a
my name's
condition.
Janet.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I always just laugh at that.
I
Some
like
servers we have, they're like, if you need anything else, my name is so and so. I'll be taking care of you today. And it's like, who are you if they don't need something?
I like the batteries joke. That was my favorite. It's like, most things just either quit or stop working. Batteries, die.
So dramatic. Yeah. Fucking love it. Love it. I also love his If I.
Yes.
He did a poetry that was a palindrome, and it's like 137 word palindrome, where literally if you read it one way, it goes, and in the center it's if I, but it's just like it's this big ass palindrome. Yeah, you read it through, and it's like the same way both ways. Like it's freaking awesome.
That's amazing.
All right, I'm ready. How good was your
Let's see how your performance is.
mid-afternoon?
Performance. Is it going to treat me right tonight?
8 right now. That 20. The 20 is facing me.
Performance.
I can't count it.
I can try that. So you try that. That's it.
There you go.
That's a lot better. How about 24?
Nice.
24. Yeah. People seem to enjoy it pretty well.
I give you 8 silver.
Holy shit, Yahtzee.
Yahtzee on ones
good way.
or sixes?
And 6s.
Oh damn! All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Fuck yeah. Some money.
not a whole lot because there's not a big crowd right now, but that'd be you get 6 silver, 6 copper, and 6 gold.
Damn,
Plus
that's
my
good.
8 silver.
Plus your is 8 silver.
6
Copper, 6 silver, 6 gold.
and 8 silver.
6 gold, 14 silver,
614.
6 copper.
6, 14, 6, 12, 32.
I'm wrecked.
Perfect.
Excellent. That's all I got according to plan.
Is there anything else anybody gets? Is there any spells or anything you want to get while you're here?
I wouldn't even know what spells to get.
I mean, you hit spells and you just go, man, that would be cool to add to my book. Fucking buy that shit. All the necromancy spells you do at a much cheaper cost.
Rituals are always really good too.
Rituals, just figuring out whichever ones are rituals and being like, boom, there's my book.
Because you know how rituals work, right? Where
Kind of. It's because it doesn't take up a
it doesn't take a
slot.
spell slot. It just takes 10 minutes to
Just
cast
10
it.
minutes, okay.
Yeah, if you take the time and cast it, it doesn't take.
So I could just browse through all the spell list and mana spells and just browse through them.
Yep, and if they have the little ritual tag, you can do that. I can also do. I can give you a quick rundown as well, because you only have access theoretically to first and second level spells right now.
Yeah.
He's a necromancer.
Yeah.
And he has like a butler that's a skeleton called Manfred. And that's now what I imagine. Manfred.
So you can have alarm, comprehend languages, detect magic, find familiar, identify illusory script, sensors, floating disc, unseen servant, augury, gentle repose, magic mouth, and skywrite are all some that you can look at.
Maybe I'd make my way over to you then, eventually, once I get the information from Clef. But if we've got 30 days of downtime, or if we're gonna take some time, maybe you could make some things for me, if you have any ideas.
I can, if you'd like. Like an attempt at least.
You also hear some chiming as well.
Do you know comprehend languages?
No.
We just don't understand each other.
Can I get someone to like enchant like an earring or something for comprehend languages that I can use?
Probably craft something like that. Well, if we all just had it. I mean, it'd be like a helm. It would just be something fucking different.
Yeah,
basically.
I can't really wear a helmet. I mean, I could.
You could absolutely.
If it's a
But I
magical
have-
helmet, it
but
would
I have
go
a-
around your horns.
Right.
Or your horns would come out of it.
But I don't think Tarquin would likes anything kind of. Yeah.
That's a little weird for a satyr.
You know.
He's got such nice, luscious locks.
Right.
Luscious.
Yeah.
But you know, every time I kind of
Full
like
of
have the magic like kind of surging within me, you know, magic's kind of.
Mhm.
If I'm wearing something might, you know.
Really, they can make any sort of headwear for it. So you can make like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a helm, but any sort of headwear. Make it
or
easily.
circlet.
Make it. Yeah, you can make it into like a circlet. You could make it like something fancy for you. They have different options of comprehend languages. That being said, that would work at will. The other thing is, of course, I just left.
Spell services are so fucking expensive.
Yeah, I'm pretty low on money. I think I'm good.
You bought some good stuff.
Yeah, definitely needed it.
Divination.
I was trying to save money by crafting. If we're not going to be crafting it, then I'll just fucking take the hit and whatever. But
I'm absolutely doing the same thing with Watch. He's just like, give me these materials, give me this, and I'm going to craft stuff.
yeah, we've got the time. We might as well use it.
You guys have all the time you need. You know, I mean, there's stuff that's going to eventually happen, but it doesn't happen anytime soon.
That being said, the next day.
You can make any weapon into an enspelled weapon as well.
Right.
So, comprehend languages you could actually put into a weapon as well. Not necessarily the best
This is
idea.
for a D6.
But you could have like a dagger
Or
that
charges,
just
like 6 charges.
6 times per day, comprehend language. But you could also do a helm head band, something like that. But an spelled weapon can hold any divination.
And spelled do require attunement, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
The helm's going to require attunement as well. Right? He does it.
Well, then I'll go up to Velnock and I'll be like, hey, I don't know if you could do this for me, but Magus made me this staff.
Helm does not require attunement.
A helmet doesn't? Or any kind of, like a circlet or anything?
The helm of
A
comprehend.
helm of comprehend languages does
Doesn't.
not require attunement. So, that's something. 400 gold can be made.
It's not bad.
Like earmuffs.
Earmuffs?
But I want them made out of rabbit fur.
Man, this is very offending.
Specifically, like the rabbit feet. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll spend the 400 gold
Which-
to get like a leather, maybe kind of like helm that kind of goes around my head or something like
Just
that.
like a mask.
Right, a leather
A
mask.
sexy black leather mask, which is nice and tight around the eyes.
Yeah.
It's Zorro Tarquin.
Absolutely. Something easy to do. You get a helm of comprehend languages. You can have that on 400 gold.
And then I asked Blotch. I was like, "What were you trying to tell me?"
He was asking about mobility, a ring of jumping, something I was thinking could possibly help with that. As far as things that I can craft, I'm going to be busy. I have at least, I'm guessing it's going to take me about 30 days to accomplish what it is I'm trying to do and reinforce my abilities. That in mind, I don't know. I know we have to move on becoming more powerful, but nothing says that we can't spend some time here and do that. So you guys can also, depending on what you're looking to do, you can make some stuff. I can make some stuff. Just whatever it is, I can make certain things, primarily like wondrous item type stuff. Which is why I needed to have the chain shirt already made for me in a specific way to effectively have someone helping me with it. But those are the only things I could think of. Where is my source book?
Rare items are 4,000.
Yes.
Rare items are 4,000 gold. Yes.
Oh, gee.
Why? What rare item do you want?
None. I don't want them all. Oh, hey. Only rare items.
Do you need me to make your battle axe a battle axe +1? I got it.
Oh my god, if you could enchant a great axe, that would be amazing.
I hate myself so much sometimes.
Yeah?
It's like, hey, to make I was like, to make magic rings, what tools do I need?
Jewelers?
And it's jeweler's tools, obviously. I'm like,
Tom
that's
Sheen.
stupid.
Now you have a friend behind this. The Sheen Company.
Blotch can use Tinker's tools, which means he can make wondrous items, and he also has leatherworking tools, which means that he can make armor.
Right on.
So technically, you can make boots of striding and springing.
He could.
That'd be fantastic.
Those are wondrous. Do those do much for you?
They basically do what a ring of jumping does. And I figure just by the wording, they might stack.
Let's look at.
Use 10 feet of movement to jump 30 feet.
Yeah, that's what jump does.
Use another 10 feet of movement to jump 30 feet. But with those boots, in theory, I could do it twice in one turn.
Let's see.
So using 20 feet of movement, I could go 60 feet, and I could go another 15 feet as part of a move action. But I would have had to have cast jump as an action prior to that round. But that's off the table. That's what Cicatrix is kind of going for.
Boots striding and sprinting. Once on each of your turns, you can jump by using, or jump up to 30 feet by only spending 10 feet of movement.
Yeah.
I feel like Boots of Striding and Springing wouldn't stack with the jump spell.
I'll say, I mean, it's literally probably what it takes to make the
Because
boots.
that's because that's what it does. They're a little bit better because your speed can't be reduced by wearing heavy armor or by having excessive carrying capacity. So the boots are going to offer a little extra in addition to that.
Right.
The other one just lets you cast the jump spell on you.
Right.
So the boots are definitely a slightly better option theoretically. They require attunement.
The ring does too.
If I'm reading this right.
But he could also make gloves, which is another thing that I'm looking for. Cicatrix watched Magus doing some crazy shit. Wax on, wax off. Try some of that. Inspiration.
I lied though. I cannot do anything to your weapons because I'm not proficient in
those
leatherworker's tools, smith tools, or woodcarver's tools.
Fair enough.
And it would take like 50 days.
It wouldn't take 50 days.
I'm kind of reading.
It's well, 50 days is considering that you're spending 8 hours.
Right.
You can spend 16 hours in a day working.
So if I'm reading this right,
You can
it'd
also
be
have people help so long as they have the
2,000. Because if you want to make a +1 armor, to get all the materials and swords, kind of.
Yeah. Which is why if you look at it, he's making uncommon items, which take 10 days.
Yeah. Those would be what I'm looking at aren't rare. I was looking at uncommon.
Right.
So they take 10 days worth of work. Yeah. You can double that. So that, if
do
all
5
you work
days
on it, you can get it done in 5 days. But give me 1 minute to use the restroom. Be right back.
Velma, do you have any training in any tools?
Nope. No tools.
You can do like scrolls and stuff though.
I got training in calligrapher's supplies, which is like scrolls and stuff.
Yeah. So you guys can definitely do up like scrolls and things if you want
Yeah,
to.
this entire time I'm making as many scrolls of fucking silvery parts as I can.
You just have like a little like you can imagine like just a crank canister. Where, like, as soon as you use one, you just like twist it and boom, another one pops out and you're ready.
Let's
go.
be assisting you with that.
So between the two of us, as many scrolls of silvery barbs as we can. So we're cutting the time in half.
And no one just tell Dave. Just be like, Dave, we're gonna make 50 level 1 spell scrolls with one particular spell.
Just one.
Don't mind me. We're gonna do 25 of one spell and 25 of mage armor, so I can just cast mage armor.
Cast mage armor for free.
For free.
What is your stand-up routine?
It goes along with my music.
Excellent. Very good.
In between
Some limericks.
songs, I tend to. I have some one-liners I place in there.
Excellent.
And you could absolutely start making things. However, you can also access libraries and start trying to research some information.
Well, yeah,
Your two
that's
options,
what I want
you
to
can-
try to
yeah.
do. I'm gonna
Go to
spend some of my
college.
time doing that. I'll spend some of my time making spell scrolls, level 1 spell scrolls.
Of what?
We're gonna make 50 silvery bars.
As many spell scrolls of silvery barbs as I can. No.
Do it.
Just
do it.
No, I told you not to tell him.
Suddenly,
guys.
suddenly they become a very common item that people just like, oh yeah, super useful. Let's just start using them as trade goods. So everybody running around the streets just has them on hand.
Has silvery bars this one.
I'm just kidding.
If a monster has
Just
access to
nobody's
gold,
lucky.
I have to also roll to see if they have them on hand before the encounter starts.
Oh, we're fighting another dragon. Silver barbs.
Oh man, I
Wait a
hated that
second.
so much. Like, I don't mind rolling certain treasure hoards beforehand, but like random treasure, you don't roll beforehand and then add it to the monster and not adjust its CR.
Yeah, that shit.
When we had
was
that stuff
crazy.
going on when we were playing that game, and it's like, well, I randomly rolled that he had this. Okay, cool. He doesn't get to use it.
Yeah, like that's not a thing. That's something that the monster put aside. It's not in his stat block.
Yeah.
Whereas there are creatures that are like, hey,
Mhm.
this creature walks around with this thing.
hmm
And you're like,
And
okay,
it's like, it's fine if you want to do it that way, but you better fucking be adjusting the CRs and stuff on that.
for real.
Like
Give
our
the XP
CR
for that shit.
57 dragon that we had to encounter.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Wait, your dragon just cast what spell? Oh, well, he's a 16th level wizard as well. Or sorcerer. Your ancient red dragon is also 16 levels in sorcerer? Well, I added to his CR, right? Like, yeah, and we started doing the math, and it was like, he's like, yeah, he's like a CR, like, he'd be like a CR, like, 18. I'm like, no, not at all.
Anyway,
Anyways.
I'm gonna go do some researching.
So you have two options. You can pay a researcher to gather information for you, which will take time and money.
Yeah,
Or you can have access to the library and you can go looking for yourself.
I'm gonna try looking for myself at first, and if that fails, then I will pay someone.
So, the locations you have, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need
Since
that.
we have some
And
down.
this one would never use. Never fucking use this page. You have a historical library and you have an educational library. The historical library is the Hall of Lore, and the educational library is the Hall of Wisdom.
Sounds like the Hall of Lore.
Well, yeah, the lore, Hall of Lore is probably where I would.
So you got the Hall of Lore, Hall of Wisdom next to each other. So you can go to the Hall of Lore. That's where you're going to find history and stuff like that. You can have access to the library as long as you don't mess with anything, destroy any books or anything like that. They'll have you basically check out
destroy
books,
anything?
read over, and then turn them back in as long as they're in decent enough shape. You haven't messed it up. You won't get charged anything extra, but it'll be 1 gold a day to
Just have access.
just have
to it.
access to everything they have on hand.
Sounds good.
Yep.
It's all prepay for.
So you pay for one gold for the first day.
Right.
1 gold, 1 day.
Effectively, I mean, you'll have up to 24 hours if you wanted. You'll have till midnight, but you could kind of go in. Did you guys just hear something just fall over there?
Something fell.
It just fell over. I don't know.
It's fucking weird though.
It's whatever. You could have, well, you could like go in early and have access to a full day. Given that, I would say that you would have 5 things you could study in a day. What 5 topics do you want to study, or 5 focuses of your study do you want?
Probably.
And is this something you want to do by yourself? You can also bring somebody with you. The cost is to check out the books, so you can
Right.
have somebody with you and they could
Yeah, I'm thinking.
kind of help out. So I don't know if anybody wants to go
Right.
with him and assist him.
The history of the town, Jourenhail, probably.
I'm not really trained in
I'll go.
investigation.
Probably like demons. That'd be more demon activity. Probably they're very uppity about wild magic, so anything on like wild magic. Maybe they have history on satyrs. I don't know how common satyrs are in this place.
One more.
Yeah. Possibly the history on the mayor specifically. Because there was something he was the one that said that he put the time kind of like dilation
Yeah.
stuff on.
Absolutely. So these are things you're going to do. First, you're going to try to research the town. If you're there assisting him, then you guys can work together and so you can use what you want to try to do this. It's going to be mostly a history type thing, but if you prefer to use investigation, nature, religion, or arcana, you could. But history would be the main one. That's probably going to be the best.
Yeah, I don't mind making history checks.
Cool. So on the town, you can give me a history check with advantage.
Ooh, that's a 22.
22. Jourenhail was set up as a city for building things. It is known as the City of Guilds. Artisans, mage, even thieves' guilds. There's a lot of things that are set up here. The guild was set up with very strict, or the city was set up with very strict guidelines that as long as it didn't break any of the major fundamental laws of Solaris, they could kind of govern themselves. And there would be a almost unseen presence of Crown's Hand. If there are Crown's Hand guard here, they don't wear garb. So people walking the streets may be members of Crown's Hand, but they don't show as Crown's Hand. This allows Jourenhail to accomplish what it needs to accomplish to have a city that every empire needs a city that can build and can do some, not necessarily anything dirty or shady, but it's just more so they can operate in the more gray areas in some ways. This involves different types of magics and things that may be frowned upon by other people. But that's kind of the history of why this town was set up. It's grown since then, became a very well-established magical city. They started offering free stay to people as a way of encouraging growth and demand of the city.
Free stay.
For sure.
Facts.
As long as people are actually
proving themselves useful, I'm sure.
For the most part, like, it's one of those things, just a deal was made. All the rooms were basically permanently purchased and bought out, and people are allowed to stay for free. The taverns, the owner of the tavern is basically paid at the beginning of the month as if, or for every room, fully paid in full, handled, and then makes the rest of his money off of people dining. He finds that people tend to drink and eat more when they're staying for free, so he's getting paid for the room by somebody else, and then the people who are staying for free make more money, so he's freaking like, hell yeah. This was perfect. But that's what you find about the town. With it, you did say it was a 24?
22.
22, yeah. It was below, or it was a 24 or below. You didn't break the 25 DC to find anything else out. Demonology. If you want to give me either an Arcana or a History for that. Is there any specific thing you're looking as far as like demons? Are you trying to look just in general?
I can't remember if he specifically told me the name.
I believe you did.
I'm certain that he did.
I'm pretty sure they did too. Did I make any notes about it? No.
Huckleberry.
Well, yeah, there's that, but there's the specific, like the demon that we saw, right? Did he tell me that?
I believe he did. I believe he did tell you it was Titivolus.
Titivolus.
Because I believe I showed you a picture of him as well.
Right.
He looks kind of like partially satyr because he has the legs, the goat-like legs. That look familiar? I feel like I showed you that. Told you.
I think so. So specifically, anything about him?
Titivolus, yeah. Give me a history then.
With advantage?
Flat roll. He's going to help you, but it's actually at disadvantage because of the
Ooh, 19.
obscurity of it.
Terrible.
So what you'd know about
is better for Tarquin.
so you have Despater, the gloomy lord of Dis, rules from his iron palace, seeming to hide behind its labyrinth corridors and iron walls and diabolical traps and monstrous servants. Knowing he has enemies on all sides and fearing that he'll be dispatched, like Moloch and Grayon and so many others, he almost never travels farther than the spawning city that lies outside of his palace. Despater is correct to fear, but the true threat comes from without, or comes not from without. The Lord's greatest error was allowing himself to be seduced by Titivolus, who beguiled his way into being the primary advisor of Despater's household. Although Titivolus is inferior in physical strength and power compared to other archdevils, he compensates with his cunning. A shrewd politician, he clawed his way up through the ranks to become the second most powerful devil in Dis, entirely by saying the right thing at the right time to get what he wanted. He's charming and pleasant. He has he's a master at negotiation. He's able to twist words so as to leave his victims confused and believing that he's on their side. Through these skills, Titivolus has manipulated everyone along his path of power, either to win them over or to cause or over to his cause, or to remove them as a threat. Since gaining his position, Titivolus has convinced Despater that countless plots have been hatching around him at all points and times, including ones from Asmodeus himself, who seeks to remove Despater from power. In response, Despater has withdrawn into his palace and left day-to-day decisions to Titivolus, even authorizing him to answer and negotiate bargains with mortals who attempt to summon Despater. Titivolus is now representative of the master who speaks in his voice. A turn of events that has led some to whisper that Titivulus is Despater in disguise, or that Titivulus has removed the Archduke and replaced him altogether. Titivulus recognizes the precautions of his position, the precariousness of his position, although Despater's acceptance of his plans and his advice can only last so long before the plotter steps in and reveals the truth. For instance, Titivulus has begun recruiting outsiders to deal with problem devils, to insulate him against criticism, and above all, to create complications that he can solve and reinforce anything that he values in the eyes of his master. Titivulus finds adventurers well suited to the task he needs to perform, and recruits them directly through intermediaries, expending them later as plans, expending them later as plans require. That's everything that you can find that Mordekainen has written up about Titivulus, but these writings are old. There's indication that Dis has made a much higher, Dis has started to kind of pull himself out, and that Titivulus has been less involved over the past several years, which goes to the idea that you found that he is possibly trapped.
What's a trap?
So that's what you find out about Titivulus.
Good info, good info.
Wild magic?
Mm-hmm.
Arcana or history?
We'll do an arcane.
Okay.
Flat roll.
With advantage.
19 again.
19. You're not finding a whole lot of stuff. It seems like wild magic is one of the few magics that, of the forbidden magics, that isn't allowed to be practiced in Jourenhail. You do find that there are examples in history of issues with it. The Mage Guild itself was partially destroyed. Parts of the walls were destroyed and stuff like that when a group of adventurers attempted to take down a wild mage, wild magic sorcerer, who was kind of just using wild magic and caused a treant to get summoned, and just lots of different problems happened. That being said, the forbidden magics are usually forbidden for different reasons. Chronomancy is like a good one. That's one that people tend to try not to deal with heavily. Necromancy is kind of frowned on. Some of these things are forbidden magics in that they don't want to use, but they are still very principled and very guided. Wild magic is viewed as not being very principled, but very guided. Wild magic tends to tie into sorcery more than wizardry. And in Jourenhail, wizardry is highly looked up to. Sorcery is kind of looked down upon more so. As it's not, Jourenhail is, and it just comes with the culture. Jourenhail is a city of guilds, so they have a major mage guild, and it's run by the leader of the major mage guild. So with that, you find that they just tend to be more mages, more wizardry. So that's why they kind of look at it more. They're like, oh, sorcery is, there's no control to that. It just kind of comes with the territory. Satyrs in the Solarian Empire.
Specifically,
and Jourenhail
about
and things like
Huckleby.
that. Val and Huckleby.
Yeah.
Give me a history.
Advantage, flat roll.
With advantage. Because he's looking,
Ooh, 21.
21. You'll hear little stories about it. Kind of. There's word that he came through, was helping out, kind of looking for work and that's just about it. He came to Jourenhail, was looking for work. Is all you can kind of find on when you kind of go through. Looks like he came through and he did some work around the area and then just disappeared from everything. That's all you really can find about him.
Yep. Ask Mayor more about Huckleberry. He seemed to know a little bit more.
And then you want to look into Levi,
Mm.
who runs the town.
Levi.
So Levi Helms, so give me an investigation with disadvantage.
15.
Everything seems to be pretty shining on him. Levi Helms Snow, wizard, came out here, really just wants to help with the growth and the spread of knowledge. Kind of a older guy, he's been around for a long time, but still, looks youthful. Has been around for, a decent bit of time here. There's some stories that people say he used to look older, now he doesn't look as old. He has been known to purchase a couple potions of longevity, which can take years off your life. One good potion of longevity can make a human look much younger, so that could be partially it. Some people think that maybe it's different magics that are making him look younger than he actually is.
I know you can at least stop time. At least a little bit.
That's a 9th level spell.
In a really big area.
And he created yeah. You're thinking, give me an Arcana. Brad, give me an Arcana as well.
Arcana.
10.
Okay, detailing. He's hooking you up today.
But they
Nat
were.
1.
Oof.
So 9.
The ways that he would have, whatever he would have had to do to create effectively a fold in the space-time continuum to hold somebody in time is so far beyond your understanding of magic that you're just like, I have no fucking idea. Both of you guys are kind of like throwing ideas together and you're looking for stuff and you're looking over tomes. And you're looking at like time stop and you're like, time stop is like the most powerful chronomancy spell you can imagine. And it effectively, to do it, you give yourself like up to like 30 seconds that you can act outside of time. If you interact with anything, it rips you back into the timeline. So to trap somebody else out of time is a ritual spell probably, or would require some sort of powerful device or something like that, that is significantly above like 9th level spells. So very, very powerful. But yeah.
Sure. Thank you for your help. I'm searching for these things, Valnok.
Of course. Always happy to help finding out more about what can aid our journey.
You do find that, I guess the only other one thing you would find is that they believe that Val and Huckleberry possibly stayed at Rivers Break for a while. He may have even had a small home there.
What was that again?
Rivers Break.
Rivers Break. That's the next town down the line.
No.
Right?
Hayden's
That's Hayden's
Light,
Then
Rivers
it's
Break,
Rivers Break.
and Legion's Foothold. And then Solaris.
Huckleberry residence? Question mark?
While you guys are leaving, towards the end of the day, you're performing. You wanted to
Go and talk. See if Lyra is out training people and if Gord's there.
so you can go out and you absolutely will notice a rather large, even for you, freaking Goliath.
Big ass Goliath.
Big ass fucking mall.
Compared to him, how big? How big are Goliaths? Normally? They're like super,
Goliaths
super,
are half giants.
half giants. Super,
Like
super,
they're
super big.
probably bigger than Leonin. I think they are.
Super, super big.
Are you fighting me,
In the 7
or are you
feet
just
range as
going
well,
to
I'm sure.
gonna fight me? We're not gonna fight.
So while he was playing his music and stuff, that's when we were reading all of the books, and I kind of like tossed the 7 silver while we're like, we're in the corner just like studying. You're playing music. I tossed some silver towards you.
Like, damn, that was actually pretty good.
Well, this would you would have. You can check out the books in the library, but you don't actually get to keep them with.
Right.
More so, but yeah. But yeah. So this is after you've done that.
Yeah.
Let's look at. I'm looking for.
I found my new addiction. Heavier.
Heavier.
It's like a mixture. It mixes like poker and other things, and you just like go through, and it's roguelike-ish.
Nice.
You like build your decks, and you try to like get a certain amount of points.
He stands about 8'4".
Yeah. So yeah, he's like a foot taller than me.
Okay.
Mhm.
I was like, you're like 7.
Um,
I'm
You will see this guy.
7'4", I'm pretty sure.
um,
7'2". Yeah. Foot and a couple inches on me. Whoa.
mhm.
You were big.
Tell me. Yeah, he's. So he has a gray stone-like skin, covered in tribal tattoos that swirl across his broad chest and arms. His bald head and piercing blue eyes make him an imposing figure. Rippling muscle. His body is crisscrossed with battle scars, each telling a story of countless fights he's survived. He wears minimal armor, favoring the mobility to engage in close quarter combat. And he carries a giant maul. His teeth are slightly sharpened, and as they look like they've been filed to points, giving him the nickname Bloodfang among his comrades. But outside of, you see that there is a training area set up to the north, and they are casting some spells and doing some stuff. And Lyra is there, and he is standing there, kind of pacing as they're casting spells and watching. He seems to get eye of you as you kind of start coming. What does Tiny Kitty need from us?
They grow them large where you come from.
Kitties?
I was hoping for only but a few minutes of your time.
It should be all that it takes. He kind of takes his maul and he sets it down. He goes, "He's cute. He sharpens weapons to get through body. Real strength is putting," and he sets them all. He's putting blunt force through body.
I will have to give it a shot one of these days.
I will show you some good workouts. Make you a little stronger.
My ears are back. He's just like,
Shit.
I have been in communication with, I believe, someone of your band.
Probably alien. He likes to talk.
It appears that he is assisting my family. And for that, I am grateful.
We take care of our own.
I have seen visions that my people are misguided. I feel that I can trust them only because of the amount of evidence I have seen personally through my life and through my travels north. That being said, I was wondering if you or Lyra had any way of communicating with Elion or your members that are south.
Now that you are here, we can openly communicate with him much more easily. What is it you wish to know?
I wish to know if my father and my brother are safe, and what resources they need to rebuild, to start fortifying. That is my first priority.
Your brother is magically restrained, is this way I can say. We believe that we could potentially get him out of this, but it would take very special magics. If we could get our hands on special herbs and cultivate them, and possibly get our hands on special reagents and cultivate them as well, we could end whatever magic has him trapped as he is. That being said, your brother and your father are no longer at Pride Rock.
That was the message, or at least the information that I had exchanged with your band. And I'm grateful. I was blinded by orders, did not understand at the time. I have seen old ways of my people. I am interested in learning how one might swing that hammer through somebody. If you would be willing to teach me a thing or two.
You would have to get strong first. When you are less tiny,
I'm pretty strong as it is.
he kind of flexes, and you're just like, this suit is fucking just beef.
Capped for what I can be.
Oh, I feel you.
Challenge him to an arm wrestle.
Right?
His technique, but you swing fast enough, hard enough, and body's still split. You don't need to sharpen your weapons. It's just formality. We could. Elion says he can get a hold of seeds, and he can get a hold of certain beasts that are needed. But to cultivate them, he would need to have a well-built greenhouse and a menagerie where he could get the animals to come to a comfortable state to collect materials needed.
This is what would need to be built.
If you could get your hands on a good greenhouse and a menagerie, then your brother could be afraid. I believe your friend, the little rabbit, he is trying to build a garden. He may one day try to create a greenhouse. Greenhouse is much more capable of building, planting and growing more rare herbs and plants that you can't just grow out in the open anywhere.
I will add it to the list of things to do then. I thank you. And please pass on my thanks to Elion and his companions.
Oh, he knows. I'm almost disappointed, but I'm happy that you are much more like your father and less like your brother.
I got a bit of both in me.
I don't think that's how it works, but I think you just get your brother, your father and your mother.
When you grow up next to one another, it is easy to also be influenced, is all I mean.
It's fair.
I've seen him fight, and he is fast. I have that skill as well, but after I've gotten put on the ground so many times, I start to wonder, why am I here? I think I have my father to thank for that.
Your father is a wise man. He knows of things that happened, and he wants to restore Leon into their former glory. Build trade and respect, not isolation and anger.
I think I can get behind that, but I have a lot of anger for the way things are now. Do you know of anything about tigers with backwards hands?
I can't say that I do. It sounds strange.
I saw visions of Black Mane becoming this creature, slaying my people, my father's family before we were born.
These are things that have happened. Your visions are not wonderful. Shouldn't be.
Oh, it's not in there.
He's a big life guy.
It's probably in one of our buckets.
Like, was somebody using him recently? You know which one I'm talking about, that big ass fucking Goliath.
I feel like the last one usually was like Boltman or something.
Maybe.
He's around somewhere.
It's close enough.
Jesus.
Kind of give you a feel. Yeah, that's about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, pretty
Just
good.
about. Well, your father, there are lines. As far as tigers with backwards hands, we don't know much about this, but we believe him to be some sort of demon lord, or a devil lord. Archdevil is the word I'm looking for.
Interesting. That is something that I will have to get stronger for.
Archdevils are not easy to deal with. Yeah. To believe specifically what he is rather resilient to magics, which makes it hard to divine that he is not what he says he is. Which is why he holds such a strong position of power over the Leonin.
They are a formidable people, unfortunately misled.
And they need stronger leaders. Maybe one day when you get strong, you can lead them.
You keep saying this like you know something that I don't.
Oh no, I just like to press buttons.
You're good at it.
Is there something you needed from Lyra, or was it just that you were looking for us?
I wanted to pass along my apologies for being so brash the first time.
Yeah, we've all dealt with things before. I will pass word to her, and maybe when she is done, she will find you.
It is obviously no big deal. If she appreciates an apology to the face, I am not so proud as to not give it. I would be grateful, but otherwise, I needed to see my old quarry in person and also face you in order to try to set things on a better path.
It's good to look at you, I mean, as face to face as we can.
Good. Try not to be too bored watching the light show.
It's fun watching them blow each other up.
It all happens so fast. Something to be said, even whether bladed or blunt. The lasting effects.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, Sigurds will head on back to the tavern.
Walks over and goes in. Cool. You guys set up in the tavern. Is there any downtime you guys want to take? Get anything crafted? Anything established?
Got the Periac being crafted.
Mm-hmm. That'll take 2 days with their team making it.
Any of the Misty Step daggers take?
You already have it. They just handed it to you.
They literally just handed it to you.
They're just like, here you go. Yeah.
You handed them the coin and somebody behind a curtain went.
If you refresh, they're in your inventory already.
Oh. Damn. All right.
Well, they should be in your inventory.
That's the kind of connections you have, sir.
Yeah, it'll say Dagger of Misty Step, and you'll see it has 6 charges on it. It won't show in your spells yet, but it'll show on the item that it has 6 charges. Yeah, you traded a coin for those two. I'm okay with that. Like I said, Blotch is willing. He's like, if I can, I can craft and I can do some other stuff, but my next 30 days of time, which he can do double days as well.
Right.
So his next 30 days he has to spend crafting.
He's the only one that could do the
Boots.
wondrous items, yeah.
Yeah.
Gloves and the boots. So I think Sigurds would probably just wait and see if he could employ
Save a little coin.
Do you want boots made?
I walk
Boots
out,
and gloves.
walk outside the tavern. City Tricks is just steeple. you,
Fingerless gloves.
like, are you okay? Yes, just waiting.
Which
for
gloves?
Gloves of missile snare.
And I promise you that you can. I've told you many times that you can have cookies.
I don't think you have.
Gloves of missile snaring. Yeah.
Because why not?
Requires attunement. If you're hit by an attack roll made with a ranged or thrown weapon while wearing these gloves, use your reaction to reduce it by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier if you have a free hand. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the ammunition and weapon if it's small enough that you can hold it in your hand. Even with your 2-weapon fighting, I'm going to say you could have one free hand because you don't have
swing
to.
and then
Yeah, like swinging and then. Because it's not like you have to like drop your weapon. But that's fair. As long as you're not doing like sword and board sort of things,
yeah, no.
you could do that. Not a bad option. But yeah, those are things he could absolutely make. The boots and gloves. Each would take him 10 days. If he worked full time and did nothing else, it would take 5 days each, effectively. You could get the materials. You'd need about 400 gold worth of residuum, and then you could do that. So
Go and buy that if that's all good.
yeah.
Just add it to his timeline.
He's just gonna kind of work on stuff and build stuff. That's all he wants to do. He's like, if we just take some time and finish some stuff, I'll be better off. He'll let you guys know as well. He is doing. He's effectively making an amulet, which will make him more powerful. He is reinforcing the bag with protection. So it's basically like making it a bag of protection instead of like a cloak of protection. But that'll defend him a little bit. And then with the shirt, he is getting the chain shirt. He's getting it set up to where it'll have healing word
Nice.
in the shirt.
That's fucking sick.
Pretty cool.
So he'll have 6 healing words a day. So it'll help him a little bit more.
Fuck yeah.
And those are things that he can kind of do. The chain shirt's a little bit of a stretch, but it works given that the chain's already there, and he's just kind of imbuing or wrapping the chain into the bag, and he's doing his leatherworking to do that. So it works while he's in the bag. If anybody wanted like leather armors and stuff like that, or things of that nature, or again, he can do potions. He can do any wondrous items as well. Those are different things. But yeah, so he's down to take some time, depending on what you guys want to do.
Well, I mentioned you. I already got my stuff. I'm just, guess, assisting you on if you want to keep doing your scroll thing.
Yes, I wanted to make a couple scrolls while we're waiting.
That's absolutely something you do. Brad, give me a Arcana check.
$14.
Absolutely. You will find as you're kind of going through and working with the Everlive, you will find that there is a domain that they refer to as the domain of the gravitas, or just the gravitas. They'll start to kind of help you along the idea of understanding what's going on. The gravitas is a domain of dread that is run by a very, very powerful vampire wizard who has the ability to control the flow and the strength of gravity in the entire domain. There are some magics that work with gravity and certain spells, but that's his specialization. The divine domain is viewed as an island out in the middle of the ocean, but it's actually its own like location. There's some theories on how to get there, but there's nothing completely drawn in. But you're thinking that everything you're reading and everything you're going through, even some notes that you'll find, talk about a powerful necromancer going there to try to subdue him, along with a Pelorian cleric. The necromancer was never heard from again, according to lores, and the Pelorian cleric as well. All disappeared upon venturing there. People kind of stopped pursuing it at that point. You know, like if these powerful people couldn't do anything about it, you know, there's little need. Some people think that certain ships at night out in the seas get lost to it. Certain people think that there's stories of ships kind of out in the ocean and then just one crewman is gone, or things like that, and they think that maybe they were stolen away and brought to this town, or to this village, to kind of island area, to keep up as livestock, effectively, for the vampire lord. But that's all you would really directly know, is that you're thinking it's wizard focused on gravity magic. That's also a vampire.
Yikes.
Vampire wizard that controls gravity. Wonderful.
Give me an arcana.
Nothing.
Yeah.
23.
To give you a feel, if I can. You're just not in here at all. Of course not. Show me all source books. If you're gonna have to be dick about it. Where is it? Did I get rid of it? Am I just missing it? It should be right there. No, it's not. Wait, I'm just calling it Explorer's Guide. Yeah. There it is. We need I know you have a spell list. Move down. Should be in this because I have it. Should be right here. There should be spells. Give me my fucking spell list. That's it. That's it. Player's options. Character options. bonus. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Some things that kind of are gravity spells, like there's a first level transmutation called Magnified Gravity. Lasts 1 round. The gravity in a 10-foot radius center is pulled, or a center that you can see is increased for a moment. Each creature in the sphere must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, they take 2d8 force damage, and their speed is halved until the next turn. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't reduced. Until the start of your next turn, any object that isn't being worn or carried in the sphere requires a strength check to pick up. You can increase that. That's like an example of like a graviturgy spell. Immovable object, gravity sinkhole, all the way up to eventually some really high level ones are things like Dark Star. Dark Star, range 150 feet, casting time 1 action, concentration up to a minute. The spell creates a sphere centered at a point you can see within range. The sphere can have up to 40, or a radius up to 40 feet. The area of this spell is filled with magical darkness and crushing gravitational force. For the duration, it's difficult terrain, darkness, deafened, and then any creature that enters the spell for the first time in its turn or starts its turn there must make a con save or take 8d10 force damage on a failed save, half as much on a successful save. A creature reduced to 0 hit points by this damage is disintegrated. Everything that it's wearing and carrying except magic item is reduced to a fine pile of gray dust. Just an example of kind of some of the stuff that can be done from that. So gravity magic can be pretty powerful. But it's something that you could potentially start trying to research and find out about, and maybe even work to try to counter. I have some stuff to make. You want me to make you boots and gloves? That'll take.
Fingerless gloves, because I have claws.
That's fine. It's doable.
Oh yeah. Gosh, the residuum.
He said he'll do it.
Excellent. Thank you.
You know, this help is really coming in handy.
The other downtime, I don't know. There's stuff that you can do in downtime.
I'll mention possibly once we're feeling up to traveling again, possibly traveling to Rivers Break, what is it called?
You'll mention traveling to
Yeah, possibly. If we have nothing else going on, I know we need to find the Underdark at some point.
Yes, and it won't be anywhere near here.
Right. So we can travel to Rivers Break. Maybe they'll know of a place we can enter the Underdark. Possibly. Near there. Doing a lot of research about my ancestry. My ancestor might have lived there.
In Rivers.
And Rivers Break.
Right, fair enough.
Couldn't get much on him, but apparently he came to town, looked for some work, possibly had a home there.
Interesting.
I also feel like I'm not necessarily welcome in this city all too much. More or less, we're hanging out.
You are welcome wherever you're pleased to go. Anyone that has any issues sounds like their problem.
did.
Let it be other people's problem, not yours.
Also, I don't know if you mind helping me. I want to get used to possibly using a weapon if things get a little too close.
Oh, absolutely, I can help with that. Might be a little weird because I've never really had to teach anybody, but could come up with something.
Zigtrix, you know we're just sparring, right?
Of course I knew that.
What weapon are you trying to spar with? Just one that you already have?
Yeah, the new hand axe.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do, yeah. I was gonna say, because you could technically pick up a weapon you're not proficient with,
And try to get
And-
training in it.
try to get training in it as well.
Well, if that's the case.
That's something you could do in downtime.
Well, that's the case. I'll try to get proficient in using a short sword. That's what I want to work up towards.
Yeah, that's absolutely something you can start working on.
Even though it's technically a spell attack.
Now, I will tell you, to receive training in tool or something like that, typically takes about 10 work weeks. What's your intelligence modifier?
+1.
Yeah, so it'd be about 9 work weeks for you. So it'd take you about 9 weeks to get proficiency, if that's something you wanted to do.
Not necessarily
Start working on
9
it.
consecutive weeks, but
Start working
necessarily.
on it. Trim
But
it
it's something
down.
you could do. Was that something you do?
We're going to be down for 3 if we just spend the downtime for.
Well, that's not necessarily the case either, because it's 30 days worth of work, but he can
He
do
do
double
double time.
days easily.
That's
So
so-
15 days.
Well, and then
so
my
one-
shit.
1.5 week, and then you're doing 2, and they're 10 days each. So that's going to be another 10 days, effectively.
It's about two
So-
half weeks.
You're looking at about 2.5 weeks, and he can make up everything that he needs.
Spend every day practicing.
You can do that. Some things that you can do. You can sample downtime activities. If there's things you want to do, you can add as well. But training, you can work. You can literally do side jobs and get like a set amount of money. You can purchase and then try to like sell magic items. You can make scrolls and stuff like that. Make equipment. Make magic items. You could research, try to find out more information. You can do religious services, which is kind of just a job as well. Gambling, things like that. Also, like of course, like relaxation and just kind of doing what you will. So depending on what you want to do.
Definitely training. We're waiting. We probably shouldn't wait too long. I don't know. We only have X amount of time to get these last couple of things. We have 2 things left to do of these curses, right?
Yeah,
We
months
have the gray.
to,
Right.
to do.
We had a whole year, right? So we're fine on the gray for now. Or we can go and get the gray.
Also, you technically did finish the Bard quest, so you did get 1 item as well.
Oh shit.
So it's literally just this thing we have to hunt down, which requires us going into the Underdark.
Yeah, pretty much is what we're finding out.
but not around this area.
Yeah. Well, we can start in this area. We're just gonna be traveling for a while. It's something about maybe we'll come upon like a giant pool of water at some point. Like, so you just won't be able to go down anymore without having to breathe water.
It's weird how that'll work. Depending on which way you go.
Just text you all my old maps.
What was I looking for? Oh. I don't remember exactly. But apparently not. Apparently we're just freezing up.
Mine was doing that a little earlier too.
I just gave up on life.
That being said, since I'm slowly getting used to it, I will re-buy the short sword.
Okay. All the things and see if there's something that makes more or less sense. Like that one works well. Now, out. Think that one more page. I think that's the one that's going to go. This is It's kind of a fun one. But no, wouldn't really make much sense. Shield Guardian Amulet, no. Not gonna happen. I'll give you the amulet, but not the Shield Guardian.
Fair enough.
We're gonna do that. Let's come in here. Roll me a d6.
like 6 to me.
Okay, interesting.
Cool. If you refresh, I put in the item you got for the. I came up with 6 items, and then you rolled the 6th one, which is why you got the one that starts with a W. So yeah, that's what you got for finishing off the quest. And now you guys have all the boons are taken care of except for the brick. All the curses are already taken care of.
Excellent. A long ways to go till we get to that creek. But that is the next thing on our list, besides maybe researching your fam.
Which we can kind of do both.
Elnock
both
needs
ish.
some undead.
Pretty much just need to bring back undead stuff.
Well, do you have any
essences.
have any leads on any undead moving to the west?
Definitely find out.
I really want to.
If you're looking for undead, I mean, just depending on what kind of category of undead, you'll notice that as far as like the rewards go, they kind of classify the undead in different rankings. Let's see, it'd be. They have with the undead, like the different types, and these also kind of correspond to like the rewards you get for capturing them. The essence, the essences, you have lesser essence, substantive, greater, superior, and legendary essence, which you can trade in for upgrades to your undead via your necklace if you can capture them. But just
Can I only hold one at a time?
you can currently hold 1 per your proficiency bonus.
Gotcha.
So you can hold 2 essences at the current moment.
It's not bad.
And then you have to take it back, and then they do a ritual which will take that essence, and they use that essence to imbue magic properties into your undead.
Gotcha.
At higher levels, you're thinking that eventually you'll learn how to do that as well. So with the assistance of like 1 or 2 people, even in your party, you could capture the essence and then actually sit down and take some time. It would basically be the time it would take to kind of craft the material or the magic items. You could kind of do it into him. So, but yeah, so we have 25 days that we want to take. You want to do training on something we want to do. Do we want to make, does anybody want to scribe any scrolls? You can also do some performance. You can literally,
Make some
effectively, I would give you a job working at the place.
Right.
I could do a job making some money, helping out with like magic related stuff. If anybody around here needs it.
You could absolutely do that. I mean, they could use a scribe. They can always use scribe, making scrolls and stuff like that. You know, some of the magic or spells that they have, they'd be willing to trade, do trade work or pay you out, right? So it kind of depends on what you want to do. You can scribe a bunch of scrolls and then be able to keep one of the scrolls and then effectively add it into your spell book. So you could add more spells depending on how much you wanted to do with that. Or you could just try to make money off the
Just do it for
scrolls.
pay.
Making some money.
Yeah, just a few bucks.
And then trying to just work. That's not what we're looking for. Do we have it on here? That's not it. For performance for the week, give me a performance. Just it'll be one check, and I'll determine how well you do this week. No pressure.
It's like a 18.
18.
Right. So close to the better double digits.
Mm-hmm.
The D20 suck.
The D20s are giving you a hard time there.
So it's not even showing that anymore. But it's under that. Yeah, that's. Oh, wait, but it's per day. So, you did. What was your roll again total? 18?
18.
So for the first week, you can make 40 gold.
Fuck yeah. That ain't bad at all.
And you're going to be making, making scrolls. I swear, don't. Always like just randomly refresh on me. Taking your downtime to make scrolls. We're going to go to crafting equipment. Craft. Those are the best ones you can make. 3 of those and 1 of those. Are you doing 8-hour days, or are you trying to do like 16-hour days and really buckle down, Brad?
Well, I think just like 8-hour days.
8-hour
is
days
fine.
and then spend the rest of your time. Yeah, makes sense. So you can make that.
I rolled that one. It's his trick accidentally. Chops Tarquin it out. Oops.
And then
Now you want to throw it behind you. Poor fool walking by.
I'm sorry. Do we have power shoes?
Don't worry, Blotch will take care of it. Sorry. Anybody want anything to drink?
I'll take a Pepsi.
I'll take. Just grab something random. I don't care. 10.
That was because it was doing that for you. So make sure the numbers here are right, and then I'll cut you in on your cost. They fronted that, you did that, so.
Pepsi for you, Dave.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Take your pick, sir.
Thank you.
I don't know if Scott just feels bad about not seeing me while they were here. He's been like really adamant on, like they sent me, well I think they don't really send me a holiday card, but like on Christmas he bright and early in the morning was like, hope you and Rowan are doing good, blah blah blah. On my birthday this morning, like first thing.
Oh. Let's see if they
I was
have
like,
to-
and I almost never hear from him.
Probably, man. I think he misses being here.
What second level spells do you know, Brad?
Said something really. Imagining being a slasher 24/7.
Blur, cause fear, false life, gentle
He
repose,
chose that last.
ice
This is
knife,
very
ray
true.
of sickness,
Very
and
true.
modern.
And she's not always. Because even, I think even she messaged me. She said something about Rowan.
You'll make some scrolls. They'll go through and they'll just kind of request certain different things from you. Over the course of 10 days, you can make 100 gold. Making and selling spell scrolls. They'll also let you know, hey, if you want to, if you buy some more, or if you learn more magic spells, potentially there are some that might sell better. Potentially not. Depends on if my page ever loads.
Well, if that's the case, you're fucked. It'll load, but then it's going to reload, and it's going to reload.
Talking about the spells that you know, they say some of the spell scrolls that tend to sell a little bit better. If you learn the spell Borrowed Knowledge, that spell scroll tends to sell pretty well because people like to just pull it out, be able to use it. Enhance Ability, that spell scroll tends to sell pretty well. Enlarge Reduce, Hold Person, Knock, Levitate, Locate Object. And Rope Trick, See Invisibility, those ones are ones that tend to probably sell better. If you were to, get one of those spells, you could make scrolls of those and sell them pretty well. Scrolls of Knock, freaking,
You just unlock a chest.
they just fall, or a door. People are always like, hey, just like, let's grab like 5 of these before we go out, just to be on the safe side. Because you're like, oh shit, this door's locked. Knock. Same with Levitate. They're like, fuck, I gotta climb that. Levitate. There you go. You got a warrior who's all loaded up in plate mail and stuff like that. It's like, fuck.
And that could be pretty sick.
So yeah, if you want to learn this spell Knock, you can. Oh, wait. Give me 1 second.
Purchase it. Copy them.
So for that, knock is a second level spell.
Not going to be useful for us since we don't have a rogue.
Yeah. That'll be really nice.
It's just noisy.
It does. It makes a little
Boom.
sound when you use it. Not that we've ever
Yeah, you'd make
been
it
super stealthy.
You'd make more noise.
I'd be like, I'm gonna break it down now. Which actually, maybe I'll buy them all.
This Goliath told me the other day that sometimes you don't need sharpened edges to.
Told me the test of true strength is to use a blunt weapon
To
to put
cut someone.
that through someone. So I'm gonna try that with you. Hope you don't mind.
So,
ahead.
It would cost you 100 gold to copy the spell into your book, and it'd take 4 hours. And then purchasing the spell scroll would cost an additional 200 gold. But then you could spend a week just making Nog spells if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I did the 100 for the thing, and then just another 200 to get the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that'll knock it out.
Yeah.
So then your second week, if you want to just make scrolls of knock,
Yeah.
we're looking at
And how do I add it to my spells? Put on
just go to add spell or your
There you
go to your it should be manage spells, and then known spells, or not known spells, add spells, and you just click it.
That's in spell book.
Yep, and then it's in your spell book. You'd have to have it known for the 10 days, or you'd have to have it prepared for those days to make it. With that, if you, give me a second. So. In the next week, if you put in, oh wait, that's not what I want. One more. One more? One more. So crafting scrolls, 3 days. If you put in a couple hours a day, you could make 3 of those scrolls in 1 week. They will front you the materials to make the spells, so you don't have to actually buy the residual when we're doing that stuff.
Okay.
So you're making it and going through. So that's 4 of those. It costs them that way. They make this much money on it. Costs them that, so that their profit is this, and they're going to cut you in. They're putting in the materials. They're like, they'll talk to you. They'll be like, we'll give you half the profit. We'll front the materials if that works for you.
Perfect.
Go. In the next week, you can make 200 gold. So you can add 200 gold. A big town like this, spell scrolls tend to sell pretty well. So if you guys want to, anybody else wants to make any scrolls, if you use your materials to sell them, you could probably get just about cost from it, just as an option as well. But that's so that's your 2 weeks. That's what you're going to do. You guys are just going to do your training primarily. I'm building stuff. He's building stuff. You want to perform for your second week? Yeah. Give me your performance for your second week.
Alright, make an attack roll.
Oh, yeah.
I got a 6.
Won't miss each other.
24. That's
I
pretty
guess
well.
let me jerk around myself. So it makes it a little bit harder. Alright, here we go again. This is like right in my side.
24. You're gonna make.
Ooh. Are you raging?
No.
I'll say 25 plus 25, but that's on theirs. We are gonna do. We're gonna do a 25.
How much
I'll
damage?
say that.
19?
19.
Oh, no, wait.
And
No.
are you just doubling the dice because it's 10?
You're good. I mean, you have a good week. This is a good town for performing.
Because I'm not raging.
I'd say by the end of the week, it'd be like 25, but that's the end
I'm
of the
not
week.
frenzying you.
Right.
So it's just
Do that. So I'd make it 50. So it'd be 250 gold that you'd make in the entire week performing.
Just with your new mall, just like crack a couple words.
That would be that plus 25, but that's at a 7 and we do a 10 days, so I'll give you the 50 instead of that.
Well, but I'm trying to train in short sword.
Oh, that's right. Short sword. We do short sword. I'd buy a short sword just to train with you.
Do you guys have an idea of where you'd want to go from here? And it sucks to go on a Rivers Break, but they're talking like he possibly had a house there like 20 years ago.
Right.
Still can poke around, but we were also talking that maybe getting that far out before trying to go into the Underdark would probably be smart, considering anywhere near here is filled with light. Ever-burning light, apparently.
Yeah, that's the only thing I think of. Do some traveling.
So,
I
go
guess
in
we
the
could
Underdark,
see.
look for a Grick, see what we can find, potentially do that.
We could see if there's any new bounties in the. See if there's anything we would like to do.
It's true. No, nothing real big on bounties came up.
No more dragons. I'm just kidding. I'm feeling pretty confident after the last one we killed.
It was a close one.
But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of to do after.
There's Clef. Do you want to look for bounties?
Sure.
I'm just thinking too, because the dealer was like, once you finish these, maybe we'll draw some more cards and we can get some more stuff.
Clef, they will tell you there are 4 housekeeping jobs. So effectively, you can play off as bounties of people who need to be eliminated. You've got one in Kingsport, and then there would be one in Haven's Light. There is one that is going to be north along the river between here and between Jourenhail and the New Dawn Fort. And then there'd be one in Solaris. There's also a requisition job in Haven's Light. There's also 2 requisition jobs in Solaris. which they're thinking like, the guards there are pretty good, so maybe not the best one for you. And you also have a requisition job in Darkshore.
I feel like to kind of check out the one about Jourenhail, the one there that's in between Jourenhail and Newtonsport.
So that would be one. Yeah, you'd head up along the river here.
That's a housekeeping.
That is a housekeeping.
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 So, however you want to explain that to the party. You'd basically just be told that there is a small fisherman's shack, little boat tied to it. They kind of give you the details. Human, and if he had an accident, he goes out on that boat. That river is really big. It's got some pretty good currents. That boat's been, if he were to have a boating accident and disappear, then they would pay you a coin for that one.
We all get together and meet in the
Soon we'd be at the tavern.
tavern every evening.
Tarquin comes walking in. He's battered and bruised.
Say the bruises all over. Cigarettes have a freaking blast.
Wow, that was fun.
Nearly.
Yes, so much.
This is what my people used to do. This feels right. This feels really right.
I remember watching this bar.
Now I know why they're all smiling. This was great. You're like, fuck you, buddy.
Wow, I shouldn't have spent any money. I had $69. Nice.
So what do you guys do to get together?
Talk about the bounty, I guess, and then set forth the journey.
Anyone have anything that they wanted to? What's going on?
Do we think that there would be any caves further out, any ways to the Underdark? A week in either direction.
How long were you guys planning on hanging around here?
Forever.
I think roughly one more week was what we had set aside for Blotch. At least another half week.
We could do another full week.
That'd be great.
That way.
I wouldn't mind meeting back up with you guys. I have a little mission I need to take just up the river back. Should be about a couple days.
Well, did you need a hand with it?
No, I think that's fine.
Only if you're certain.
I'm not certain about anything.
Come with. There might be some scary things out there.
I'm sure there are.
The closer you get to the river, I hear, the closer you get to orcs and the like.
Is that so? I'll have to keep a sharp eye out for them.
No, I can't cut things in half if I'm not there. I've been itching. I feel like Tarquin's getting the harsher end of that deal. But he is learning. It's coming along pretty nicely.
I blocked one hit today.
Apparently,
half blocked.
I think it counts if you block it with your body.
He did kind of use his body. We are working on that.
I'm saying it's not really what we mean by blocking.
Start trading.
Oh, okay.
Don't use body as shield.
playing up on stage. A whole bunch of clerical healers and types and stuff
Yes.
in the audience. That's an amazing business idea. It's a home surgery kit called Suit Yourself.
Suit yourself. Wonderful. Terrible. Realize we're casting vicious mockery on us.
Practicing on that.
The information that you have for the fisherman, you're going after Matthias Ironshot Greaves. Used to be a bounty hunter, kind of turned rogue. Now he just kind of fishes. They think that the Black Daggers are possibly looking for him because he's kind of pushing in on some of their work. They think that he might be possibly, while fishing, hitting up smaller boats and like going or like running along boats and conducting piracy effectively. So
River piracy.
I mean, it's a
It's,
big fucking.
it might as well be a friggin' ocean.
Fucking massive. That's real.
Yeah.
There's some small people of it. That's a good time.
But that's the closest one. They're also offering 2 coins for him, just as a side note, if you want to bring help or not.
2?
They're offering 2 coins for him.
2 coins.
One because they need to have him taken out for the safety of people in the land, and one because he's interfering with business.
And you never want to interfere with business. So he's a pricey one.
The other ones, as far as your housekeeping go, Kingsport is a one coin housekeeping job. Haven's Light is a 3 coin housekeeping job.
Jesus.
Those are some distance away, though.
Haven's Light's right.
Haven's Light is the next
That's the
one
next
over.
city.
A week away, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And a
you're
week back.
gone half a week there, so I mean,
Still a week.
it's double the time. But in Solaris, there's also a 5 coin mission.
There's a reason why it's 5 points.
Ouch.
Yeah, Haven's Light, the target is High Cleric Aveline Harrowbrook.
High cleric.
Hi, Claire.
Oh.
Oh, that's a spicy jalapeno.
Yeah, maybe a hold off on that one for a bit.
Yeah, that's.
That's like, you know what?
And
I think we can do it.
Work this one for a little while. I'm going to work on this one.
yeah, and just as a side note, the reason why they want you to go after High Cleric Aveline is that she's been working to expose, and she's a Plorian cleric, and she has been working to expose some of the work, as she says, bring light to some of the dark underbelly of the Solarian Empire.
Fuck that.
Kind of putting your guild's activities at work or at risk a little bit.
Shedding light upon them?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, so keeping it from getting too bright with what you're trying to do would be beneficial. And then in Solaris, they want you to go after Lord Marcus Vale. So, not a whole lot of information on why, but they're just like, if you want to go and take out one of these lords.
That wasn't the first one, was it?
No, that's no.
Okay.
The first one that was Alistair Mornshade,
Oh, yeah, that's right. One.
which you can still go and handle Mornshade as well. So technically, there's still potentially a coin out for him. So you have another, and there's another one in Kingsport to go after Lunti and Carrick. So
But Mornshade's here in Jourenhail, right?
no,
Mornshade's in
Mornshade's in
Kingsport.
Kingsport.
In Kingsport? Okay.
Two people.
So there are 2 1 coins in Kingsport as well.
Right.
Just options. I'll make you a better list. I'll
So,
just itemize it out, put it on a piece of paper, and just write it out for you. Cool.
so,
They're gonna go and do a thing.
I was thinking, I could use some help. If you guys are looking for anything to do, if you're not otherwise preoccupied.
What is it that you are looking to do?
There's a fisherman who's actually conducting piracy. He needs to be shown the error of his ways.
Oh, I think we could make that happen.
Doesn't sound too bad.
He needs to go into the water and not come back out, as does his boat.
He needs to go sleep with the fishes. And I suppose that we need to have some sort of evidence that he did so.
It'll be fine. We have divinations.
Okay.
I think we can make that happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Shouldn't be too difficult.
there are certain spells you can cast that are pretty easy. And if it fails to cast, you're like, okay, cool. Like if you go like, oh, I'm gonna send the person ascending. Oh, it didn't go through. Cool, he's dead.
Or it was blocked.
But you kind of know if it was
Oh, is
blocked.
it? Okay.
You get a feel of like, oh, the spell failed because like the person's dead.
There's no
Versus,
recipient
like-
out there. It's
So it's like, oh, I hit a wall. Like the spell tried to connect, and like something magic is keeping me from doing it. As opposed to like, yeah,
It's like, there's nothing out there.
it's
now,
like
gone.
it's like, oh, it went straight to voicemail versus like it just did not connect. Just
You just
dial
did the-
tone.
Yeah.
Hangs up, you're
It's
like,
what?
talk to me, I guess.
Yeah, all right.
The number you are calling has been disconnected or is no longer in service. That message.
Over these 20 days, we'll call this the next one like the 5 days. But over these 20 days, is there anything else anybody wanted to complete?
Just when we're not training. Because we're just doing like a work day's worth, right? It's only the 8 hours of a day that we're working, technically.
I mean, if you could double time it, and get 4 weeks in, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I'm down to do that if you don't have anything else you're wanting to do.
We can double time it. That's
Double
fine.
time, yeah.
Really just fucking work your ass to the bone.
16 hours, 8 hours sleep, 16 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I really want to become proficient with this.
Sigurdar's showing you how to use it with strength, you know, like, so it's a learning curve for you because you're probably a little bit more dexterous, and you're like, what if I flip my wrist? Sigurdar's like, no, fucking
No, you just slash it. Just strong.
you just gotta put your body behind it. You just stand.
We have like a training dummy, and you just like slice it in half
Yeah.
with the short sword, and I'm just like, okay,
Cool, can't use it if it's on the ground, dude. Thanks.
You're like, actually, just show you how to do action jobs.
Blotch
Hay and shit everywhere.
Blotch is off to the side, just working on stuff. Like, man,
Just hoping
He
there
doesn't
isn't any
care because for
Right,
him,
it's not-
with his perspective on that, he's just like, oh, cool. They're like working out. Like their life force seems to be like it's strong. Their life forces aren't diminishing or anything like that, but there's like a surge of energy. Like they're working out. They're doing good. I have no idea that you're murdering inanimate objects. He is more than okay with that.
But yeah, when you're stabbing things on the ground, you're like this. Okay, I think I get it.
Force behind it.
Absolutely.
Maintain your balance. Swing for the
Get
fences.
about half the time done.
throw like fruit at you. You have to try to get it.
Just fruit ninja. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Dude,
Walk over.
Star Wars, it? He blindfold.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then
just double time it. Anything that Cicatrice would be doing other than that would just be little stuff.
So, then technically, you're beating the snot out of him.
Kinda.
Okay. I've been learning to joust in the evenings.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's night classes.
Yes.
Night classes.
Night classes. Ouch. You are getting better with those.
I'm gonna take 2 psychic damage.
Start taking off exponentially the more that you hear them from the same person. You just start taking points of exhaustion. Like, I'm just done.
Please. Please stop. I'm down to get out of town for a little while.
which one do you want first? Your boots or your gloves?
Fucking, oh no.
Cool.
1, 2, 3 boots, 4, 5, 6 gloves. 4, 5, 6 gloves it is.
Cool. You have your gloves.
So is this more practice or exercise?
Practice.
Practice?
Yeah. I'm trying to.
My favorite exercise is a combination of lunge, a combination of a lunge and a crunch. It's called lunge.
I do like that one.
That's good.
Lunges and crunches. And you make lunge. That means I would also have my parry up.
Yes, you would.
Gloves.
Any in these 2.5 weeks? Is there any holidays or anything like that?
Last but not least, my calendar on that one. Cool. Do what you want to do. Yes, there's absolutely holidays. But you guys are, it was the 20, that's when we started it, 26th. So you guys go until the 6th day. So you're looking at the Sunrise of Hope, which is a holiday dedicated to new beginnings, where people make offerings to Pelor to guide them towards brighter futures. A lot of times people believe that if you're trying to make significant decisions on which ventures to take and where you should put yourself, you kind of get advantage on like gathering that information. So just an option if anybody did want to try to look into what they're trying to do. The Sunrise of Hope wouldn't be a bad day to do that. And then you'll also see the Harvest Light Festival, which is a festival focusing on the fruits, or the first fruits of the season, in gratitude of Pelor's blessing. Which is pretty much just like a festival of lights, kind of. More stuff for divine characters and for people harvesting, which you guys aren't really doing. But that would be everything you would see initially. Yeah. So yeah, you have your parapt, you have your gloves.
Beautiful.
You guys are all set and headed off the 5 of you. Magus has kind of been keeping to himself. He's setting up the base. He's like, you guys are more than welcome. He's like, we're gonna work and try to set up some barracks, so like there'll be places for you to stay if you want. If you want, there is potential area on that property to build another home. If you want, you could. I mean, there's different options as well.
We'll look into it after we get back.
But yeah, we can pick that up. So we will pick up next week with you guys headed off to go check out.
Send some guy to the fishes.
Okay. The one-man pirate group.
Matthias, Iron Shard.
Iron Shot.
Iron Shod. Grievous.
Iron Shot.
Iron Shot.
Iron Shot.
Iron Shot. Iron Shod. Iron Shot.
Iron Shot. So I'll be able to control that out. We'll be ready for it. But yeah, so we will pick up there next week and go from there. We can call it there because it's about that time.
Put that down.
Some of us are a little tired, a long night, well, with New Year's and whatnot, but
I mean, I'm down to play for another.
I could too, but I'm also
but some of us gotta actually go to work.
right.
I haven't worked since last Wednesday, and I don't work again for one day.
I worked since last year.
That's great.